Sega.
Oh baby, Sonic. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
If you haven't looked at the title of this video,
Oh wait, right. It's not a live stream. I'm used to doing those. So. Sonic Colors. I like this game.
a lot of people do.
It's hard to say if you're not a big fan of the 2D sections in it, you're gonna hate it. But if you're okay with the fact that they don't control like the greatest, but they don't expect the most precision either, it's pretty enjoyable. This game was like one of the only like critically well-received Sonic games in a very long time. This came before Generations, and this was after Unleashed, I believe, and a few other games that weren't great.
Yeah, I remember hearing that it's like after 06 and Unleashed, it was like, oh shit, we got a Sonic game that's actually good. And honestly, at the time, I didn't really believe it. I was like, I think people are like, the series has hit such a low that, you know, anything that's just acceptable would be considered good to most people.
I still kind of feel that way about this game in a weird way. I don't think it's bad. I don't think Sonic Colors is like an outright bad game. Because like I'm of the opinion that there are like maybe 4 good 3D Sonic games that I'd still play outside of like a marathon setting where people want to watch me be miserable about it. So like, this is one of them that I would go back to on my own without any need to be like stream it or whatever. But it still has a lot of issues.
This game has an anime opening. Did not expect that.
This game, definitely did a lot for like the franchise's tone going forward too. This is where you started to get the more goofy modern Sonic stuff.
Yeah.
Which hit or miss, but you know. Now the cool thing about this game is that I don't think we're gonna be able to hear it in the gameplay. So my personal request is after we're done watching this long play, we go listen to a video that has all of the Eggman PA recordings on them.
Oh yeah, you showed me some of those.
Because they are fucking hilarious, and you can hear them in like all around the stages and in certain areas, but they're kind of faint. You'd have to stop to listen to them. But they're really, really funny.
Yeah, I think I heard one there, but it was like you can't even understand it.
Yeah, it's really quiet. You'd have to stop moving. So yeah, they were like, you know, people like the daytime stages in Unleashed, so we're gonna make like a whole game about it, kind of.
Was there a cutscene we skipped, or did the game just drop us in this?
It's just how it starts, yep.
Huh.
Like I said, this game dialed back the plot quite a bit, even compared to like Unleashed.
I mean, like, I understand wanting to do that, but an opening cutscene would have been like just an establishing story bit, I guess. You know,
fucking weird for a 3D Sonic game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just because like every 3D Sonic game has been sort of story focused in some capacity, right? Even like before this game, Sonic Adventure 1 was like minimal story, but it still had like an opening and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
This is just like, here you go. Now I do think like they established that Eggman made a theme park or something. I don't know if it's in the instruction manual or something like that, but yeah. The rank screen is really fun in this game. You can just kind of dink around with it.
Oh, that's manual, okay.
Yeah, you can just do that.
Alright.
So yeah, this is the bulk of Sonic Colors is not necessarily those 3D sections you just saw earlier. A lot of it is 2D gameplay.
This looks a lot better than Generations did 2D. Because Generations 2D was like kind of weird.
Yeah, well, we're really early, so obviously you'll have to see what it does later. But I know Generations classic Sonic was quite strange to handle.
It was just from the video we did alone, it was just like you can go from 0 to 100 in a spin dash, and it didn't seem to really matter.
Yeah, and you don't get momentum for rolling down hills. It's a bit weird in that game, I agree. But here it's a lot like, well, basically like what you'd be feeling in the 3D sections is just in 2D.
So,
But yeah, they definitely caught the feedback about Unleashed and decided to make some alterations.
yeah, they're pretty extreme in general, and this feels kind of extreme in a good way.
Yeah,
Where it's like, well, we just got rid of the story thus far, but like, not a lot of people are gonna miss that.
yeah, it's weird, right, when it comes to Sonic. Because, like, while I would like a nice plot that engages me, I also don't mind if it's like this, because then it's just like, that's never what I came to this franchise for in the first place, right?
Right.
But that's also where, like, you have this disconnect between modern Sonic fans, because if your first Sonic games and the ones that you really liked about the franchise was, like, the 3D ones, like Adventure, and especially Adventure 2, this kind of shit is, like, not as good. And you definitely would, like, not be as satisfied with it as someone like me who played the Genesis games first.
I'm sorry, the shimmer in his eyes is like really bizarre.
Oh yeah, the reflective, yeah.
It's like I get what they're going for, but he looks like he's just made of glass.
Yeah.
Wow. Plot or not, you can't be mad at this view. This place has taken beauty to the next level. I'm just surprised that it was so easy to sneak in here.
It was so easy, we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah, you know.
Hello, happy people.
Okay, so they just put the intro in 2 levels in. Alright.
Yeah.
Interplanetary wonderland of fun.
I can't believe somebody was dumb enough to leave the keys in this thing. It's like Eggman's begging us to sneak in and trash the place.
Oh man, this thing's got crazy.
Yeah, this is more of what I expected, it's just I didn't expect it 2 levels in.
Yeah, right? Like,
Sonic Team, man.
Has been constructed entirely out of a sense of remorse for my past transgressions, and is in no way associated with any sort of evil plot or premeditated misdeed.
Wow.
It's a relief.
thanks, Mike Pollock.
Just thinking about it makes my head feel like it wants to. Huh?
Your voice chip is stuck on Cowboy again.
We gotta
Oh,
catch
God.
the aliens.
Those aliens.
Yeah, remember these guys from Lost World? This is where I believe they debuted. Wait,
No, they were in Unleashed.
Unleashed. Yep, crap. Ah! Any Sonic historians are gonna want to have my head.
I'm not sure what's going
Weren't they
on.
also from, like, the anime?
What I'm gonna do. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh? Whoa!
That's Laser.
That just happens.
Yep. So that's how you know you've unlocked the Wisp, I think. They usually establish it a bit more, but there's the Laser Wisp right there. So yeah, they were like, so I guess people didn't like the Werehog, so what do we do that introduces a gimmick but doesn't, you know, take people out of it, right? And they came up with the Wisp Towers, which is like little enhancements that Sonic gets that do change the way you approach gameplay, but like, they don't change it dramatically and they don't cut the pace usually. They're just used as like gimmicks that you interact with the level with in different ways. So you got the laser, which you shoot in a line, you aim it, and now I don't know if they explain this. I think there are tutorials you can turn on and off. They were turned off in the video, but the laser wisp can be aimed, and if it hits a wall or a special kind of surface, it'll bounce off or be shot off in the direction that surface will take it. It's like those crystals there. And I believe when it hits a crystal, it also regenerates its meter. So, like, if you hit a crystal, you can extend how far the laser will go.
Okay.
And the only other important thing about wisps is that the white wisps, which are the ones that, like, you see Sonic was getting even in the first 2 stages, those white wisps you can always collect and they won't change your special Wisp, because they're just basically there to fill up your boost gauge. That's their power. And that's the Wisp power you always have access to, is the boost. That's how they explained it. Although it's really weird they went that far with it, because you'd think they would just call it the boost meter again, but like, Sonic would not just randomly lose the ability to be fast, would he? Sonic Labyrinth does say otherwise, but you know, whatever.
This was one of the instances where, like, even if a lot of their decisions you kind of go, like, I don't know why they did it this way, it still is like, you know, this works.
It is to the benefit of the game, yes.
Yeah,
it definitely is good that you don't have to worry about losing your boost Wisp or anything.
Like, Sonic Team logic is always escaping me, but at least this one seems to work out for the better.
Oh yeah, so one thing about Sonic in this, different than the modern Sonic 2D areas that you may have seen in the Generations playthrough, because there are 2D modern Sonic sections in that game as well.
Right.
One thing different is that Sonic has a double jump in this game. Like, he just has it. He always has it. It's not a Wisp power, there's no meter attached to it, no resource expended. He just can double jump in this game. I assume they did that to sort of amend the not quite as precise 2D controls, because again, he controls like he does in 3D, but in 2D. So the acceleration and such isn't really your usual fare for a platformer, so it does take getting used to, and some people really don't like it. And because Colors has a lot of 2D sections, that's where some people go, I don't like this game, it sucks. Although I generally don't agree with that assessment, I can see why. But that double jump is there to help aid in your precision.
Yeah, this is a lot of just push in the right direction. It's not like, it's not classic Sonic, but we weren't going to get classic Sonic again until, Mania came out.
Yeah, this is, I want to say this is probably one of their better responses to feedback, and I think this game was the premeditation that led to Generations, because this game is so well received that for modern Sonic and Generations, they looked a lot at what this game did and did that, but better.
I wish I knew what
Yeah, well, they kept doing that too.
Whatever you are.
They just made the whiffs a permanent thing, because they showed up in Forces.
Yeah, but then they ditched boost gameplay for Lost World, which everybody remembers very, very vividly, because that game confused absolutely everybody, because they had spent about 3 games, because this game, Unleashed, this game, and Generations all came in sequence. So people thought, obviously, that Generations was going to be like, oh man, they made it like this, Lost World is going to be or whatever Sonic game comes next is going to be the next step in the boost formula and really take it to the next level. And then it was Lost World.
They just... I know I've said this before, they just keep doing this thing where they're like, we find something, we refine it, and then we just drop it entirely. And I can't figure out why they do it.
Yeah, and it's not even like they don't do it like for more than one game. It's not even like every game is super different, right?
Right.
Like, you get Adventure 1 and Adventure 2, and you could argue in a lot of ways that Adventure 2 is a lot of refinements on Adventure 1. And then they do Sonic 06, which sucks ass, and then they kind of just stop doing that kind of Sonic game. They do Sonic Unleashed. People are like, oh, I like the boost section, so they make this game. They have a little Wisp gimmick, cool, whatever, right? Sure. They do Generations, and people are like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Best Sonic game in years. And then they make Lost World, and it's nothing like that.
I don't know. Like, nobody wanted it, and then Forces was like, well, no one liked Lost World, so let's do Generations again, but we forgot everything that made Generations good.
Forces was like, we were gonna make a different game entirely, and then we got told we had to put Sonic in it. And then they did, but it definitely compromised on the game's quality, because if I remember right, I remember hearing that they were originally gonna make a game based mostly on the Avatar, which is why the Avatar stages, comparatively, are the most polished and, like, the longest in that game, because, like, that was the stuff they were going to do. That was gonna be the entire game. And Sonic was gonna be, like, there with the Avatar as, like, a helper. But then they were like, well, we can't not have Sonic playable, so then they were like, oh shit, what do we do? So they're like, okay, we'll just take the boost shit and classic Sonic, yeah! Because the Phantom Ruby was not going to be called the Phantom Ruby. It had a different name early on in the early scripts, right?
Right.
Because people always say, well, Mania got changed to be a Forces tie-in. And that's only partly true, because in reality, Forces got changed to be a Mania tie-in, because the Phantom Ruby was in Mania before it was ever conceptualized in Forces.
It doesn't even make sense in Forces. It felt like shoehorned in to be like, well, people liked Mania, so let's put it in a Phantom Ruby, you know?
It can't be that surprising to find out that it was. 'Cause I know a lot of people go like, well, Sega did this with Mania and they made it into a tie-in, but really, Mania wasn't intended to be a tie-in. Sega never even intended Mania to be a tie-in.
24, 25.
I'm sorry, I can't help but notice that there's like 7 acts,
Oh yeah, they're
Want us to get more?
and some of them are really short.
yes.
That'll be easier. Cheeseburgers don't run as fast as them little
You may have heard a lot of people when Sonic Forces first came out make a comparison where they called it like a worse version of Sonic Colors. You've probably seen that around at least somewhere, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
I know a friend of mine was like, I expect this game to be a lot like Sonic Colors. And I enjoyed that, so... But in a lot of ways, it's like a worse Sonic Colors.
precious little aliens.
But, to get more into what I was gonna say, Sonic Colors has a lot of small acts, or small to medium length. They're not always really short, right?
Right.
It varies. But it's got like 6 of those per world. And I know one of the things in Sonic Forces is that every level in that game is very short. So
He means since the boss said nothing.
it's kind of like this game, but not as good.
Going to stop him. It's like the boss was calling Sonic nuggets.
Oh my god.
Great.
The writing is,
Fine.
Yeah, this is the first game where it was like that, I want to say.
Release the
Unleash writing was pretty
Won't screw it up.
screwed up.
It was, but it wasn't quite like this goofy. I want to say it was more like... It was somewhere in between this and Sonic Adventure Unleashed. But this game is like full-on Saturday morning cartoon sort of stuff.
I'm not sure you remember Unleashed that well, because that was the one where everyone was named after food, and there was just constant... And the fucking chip. Oh god, no. Unleashed was terrible.
No, listen though. Like the theming, the tone, and like the way the characters talked was definitely different than this game.
Yeah, but it was still...
Goofy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still silly. But I mean, like, this is... Oh, by the way, that was the boss, I think.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
Boss fights in this game can go over really quickly.
Why?
I don't know. I listen. As far as Sonic boss fights go, it's almost always a crapshoot, no matter how you slice it. So if it's gonna be a crapshoot, at least making it fast doesn't offend me.
There you are.
It just confuses me. And in the case of Lost World, the bosses aren't interesting characters, so it pisses me off that they're there at all. So it doesn't matter how fast it is, I have to listen to that.
This place has everything. Hey, so how's your translator thingy coming along?
I think it's done. It's in binary code, so only I can read it. Okay, ask away.
Who are you, and what is happening to your people?
Okay, he says his name is Toxalot, and he's from a faraway soda, and where flowers water them with dances.
Yeah,
And they understand English.
still has some bugs.
Yeah, I think I can figure this out, though.
I basically have Google
His
Translate.
name is Yacker. He's from a race of beings.
There we go.
Now I got it.
No, wisps with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
Sonic, don't talk to me.
Sure. So anyway, they're either beings.
Oh, if you don't like that, you'd hate Forces. Wait.
Or to make underwear to be worn by Salad. I just hear save them over and over.
So yeah, Eggman took all the aliens.
Running around trashing robots, I saw a map that had a couple of interesting places. Think I'll go check them out and maybe save some aliens.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you need a fucking map to see the big chains that are going from the theme park to the planets there, Sonic, but
Don't think about it.
This is
One thing I will say is that Eggman has never been not entertaining in all of these, so that's a solid plus at least.
yeah, that's pretty consistent. I just can't get over it. It's like this writing is like not good, but it's better than it used to be, and the game still is fun to play in spite of that. So it's like
What do you mean used to be? Like, what are you referring to? Which games?
I guess Unleashed at this point is mostly what I'm thinking of.
Unleashed, probably 06. 06 is
Oh
probably
yeah,
the worst of
06,
them,
yeah.
really.
But
Alright.
and it's like this is the best that Sonic's been in a long time, and it's still just got like some pretty crappy writing. It's just kind of a fun game to play.
Yeah, I mean, you're more willing to look past it when the rest of the experience is solid, I find.
I don't know, it just makes me sad though. It's like this was really the best it was gonna get, you know?
Yeah, until, well, no, because right after this Generations came out, I do feel the need to mention that. So, like,
I just mean like it was just kind of bleak, you know? Like we were like just happy enough to have this at
yeah,
the time, and it did get better, and then it got worse, but you know.
and then it got better, and then it got worse. It's like a really weird pattern, right? It's not quite a linear scope, but it's like this weird oscillation of quality. A lot of it is just like they need to just stick with what they're doing. They need to figure out something to do. Because like Sonic being inconsistent is what harms him the most.
That's the thing, they've kind of shown that they don't like being consistent, and I can't figure out why that is. Other than that, like, they're afraid that if they do the same thing, that it will, you know, won't have the same returns.
Yeah, like it'll be received like, oh well, it's just the same game, right? And that's a normal fear to have, but like, I don't know. I feel like with Sonic, it's what everybody is asking for.
That's the thing, yeah, like, nobody wants all these radical changes, you know?
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah. Anyways, here's Sweet Mountain. This is a candy world. Something I neglected to mention earlier in this video that I'm reminded of as I listen to the audio is the music in this game is quite good.
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this music.
Oh, it gets better. Sonic Colors is a really, really nice sounding and looking game. Because again, this is on the Wii. So this is something I need to point out. This is a Wii game. And interestingly, it was only ever on the Wii. This was not on any other consoles at all. You had to own a Wii to play this game.
Oh, right.
Which is also very strange for Sonic fans, because again, this is a mainline Sonic game, and people are used to those being released on all of the modern consoles. But here we have Sonic Colors, which only came out on Wii? Weird, right?
Yeah, it's like almost like they were doing a spin-off thing, but this is a mainline thing. I don't know.
Yeah. That definitely looks a lot better than Unleashed on the Wii did.
Yeah, I noticed it looks pretty damn good. It's like I can kind of see some weirdness with the quality, but then I remember it's like, well, that's just kind of the Wii. Like, it had a pretty low
Yeah,
resolution.
this shit is not an HD, right? This is
Yeah.
a 480p game. 480i, maybe.
But no, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, this level is pretty good looking, but the next zone, Starlight Carnival, is where I think the game peaks in like visual quality. You'll be very, very happy with it. I think generally you will enjoy. You will enjoy this.
Seems like they really drew the game out, though. There's just like a lot of acts, which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing. I never actually really like that complaint where people say, like, oh, it's too long. It's like, well, it's only long if you're not enjoying the experience all the way there, but...
Right? One thing I don't like is when people say, like, a Sonic game is too long when it's, like, a 3-hour game or something.
Oh, God.
I've heard that with Mania. Like, what? Mania is, like, now that I'm familiar with the game, I'm not even a speedrunner, mind you. I'm literally not a speedrunner. I'm just, like, adequate at the game. Right? And my runs top out at like 2 hours. 2 hours and 10 minutes is the longest run I've had of that game in like a year. Usually my runs top out at about an hour and 40, an hour and 50 minutes of like gameplay, not including like screen transitions and cutscenes.
Right.
And like, I don't understand what you mean by too long.
Honestly,
Like, it's longer than Sonic 2, but like, would you not expect the sequel to be larger?
it's one of those things like I'm mostly surprised by how long it is, but I like pleasantly so. Like
Yeah,
I find myself
right?
being like, oh man, we're still like going. There's still a few levels left, and like that's great because I like playing it.
Right? Like, that's the thing with Sonic, right? It's so much about gameplay flow. So if you're playing a Sonic game that has really great execution of gameplay flow, you don't mind the length. At least I think so. Like, there would probably be a point where I would get sick of it, but like, it would take a lot longer than anything Mania or 3 or Knuckles, or probably even this game would put on me. And obviously there's like extra missions and stuff if you're going for like 100%. I don't think this long play has all the extra missions or all like the Game Land missions, because you can play as Super Sonic in this game. They did that before Generations. That's where it came from.
Oh.
You get all 7 Chaos Emeralds by doing the virtual Sonic levels, I think. They're like these really weird like side stages that involve platforming challenges and stuff. But if you do well enough on them, you can get like emeralds. And once you get all 7, you can be Super Sonic in the regular levels. So like, there's a bunch of extra missions and like those to do. So if you like what the game provides in the main game, you have some extra stuff to do, which is, I admit, is very good, because that's something I think is great about Sonic Adventure 2, is there's lots of extra missions and stuff. So if you like that game a lot, you're gonna get your money's and your time's worth out of it for sure.
Oh yeah, that's what I did when I was younger, and I actually still enjoyed that game a lot. 100%ed it, and it's like you could spend days doing this shit.
Yeah, because like, if you like because the thing about like some 3D, like the 3D Sonic games like that I really like, is that if you're not super big on them by the end of it, or you just think it's good but you don't want to do everything, they don't waste your time. This game doesn't pad out shit. You don't have to rescue a bunch of animals. You don't have to get the medals like in Unleashed. You don't got to do all that shit. You can just beat the fucking game. And like, if you're not super big on it, cool, because you've only wasted what, 2.5 hours maybe 3 hours on the game. Like, so you don't feel like it was like a miserable long experience. It was just like, I didn't like it, but it was only that long. Or I liked it a lot, but I don't know if I'd want to play more of it like that. But I will go back to this and do the main game because it's only a couple hours, and that's how I like my Sonic games.
Yeah.
So like, when
works.
Sonic games do that, I feel that they shine the brightest.
Absolutely.
And they're not fucking padded out. That's the big fucking problem with like 3D Sonic games. Even Adventure 1, like, I want to say 3 of the 6 characters don't feel like they add anything substantial.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, Big the Cat does nothing for me. Amy is just like, she's kind of interesting, but I don't like her levels much.
The levels
And
on
Gamma
that.
is like cool, but I don't want to play a fucking rail shooter.
Well, I mean, as far as I remember, it wasn't even like a shooter with any sort of challenge. It's just run forward and also aim your laser around to shoot everything.
Right? And like, it's not like Adventure 2, where even if I don't like the walker stages in that game, there's like a point system and a relatively robust scoring system that, if I happen to like it, at least I wouldn't be able to say it didn't add any depth to the game, right?
Yeah, because remember the mission stuff, it's like, oh, you want to get a high score for some of them,
yeah.
so you're actually trying to, use your shots correctly.
But I don't know.
And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't even say I like those sections, but I'm still like, yeah, no, there was at least an attempt to make them more interesting than just, run forward and shoot.
Yeah. It's also because, like, they were designed around the walkers in mind. So, like, it's not... Because in Sonic Adventure, a big issue is that every character navigates the same levels. Not even just, like, the same looking levels, they are, like, the same level.
It really took me until just now to realize that the big thing with Sonic Adventure 2 was that it was like a score attack game. Like, that was their big emphasis, was just like... I recognized all the scoring systems, but it was like every single one had, every style had its own mechanics for how you get a high score.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, treasure hunting, you don't use the hints and you find it really quickly. The Sonic stages, of course, you just do the stages really quickly. And there's also, like, the golden drone or whatever that gives you a whole bunch of points, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Sonic stages are interesting because there's, like, 3 big factors to scoring in them. Time is one of them, but there's also, like, you get point bonuses for interacting with certain set pieces in a certain way. So often it comes down to, like, routing your way through the stage to get all of those point bonuses from the set pieces and, like, the level. Like, you can't. It's hard to get an A rank in Metal Harbor without getting the top route on the rocket, as you know. Like you have to go like the long way around and grab the higher handle.
Ah.
Like stuff like that enhances your rank and your score, right? So that's the big thing, and your ring total as well.
Oh, right,
Like
yeah.
the treasure hunting stages are the ones where I think, weirdly enough, raw speed is the most important deciding factor, and a lack of hints. And then the shooting stages, it's all about your score, and your score is influenced by how you chain together laser shots and how you efficiently line up enemies and hazards to blow up, because like there's a limit, right? And you learn about this, I think, not even in any of Tails stages, because they're not as good, but in Weapons Bed with Eggman, there's like those sections where there's all those idle robots you can just lock on and blow up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you learn very quickly that there's a limit to how much you should actually chain with the laser, because after a certain point, the points bonus stops going up higher. Like once you get to, I think it's like jamming, or no, there's like, I forget what the word is for it, but it's like rainbow, right? And it's after like 15 or so.
It's like
so you
awesome.
want to try and stop after 15, so you get that, and then you lock on to another 15. So you learn to like get efficient at like point routing like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And so yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 is really a lot about score attacking. That's how they tried to get more out of those gameplay styles than what Adventure 1 offered.
Yeah, I never really thought of it that way, but it is kind of a... It is funny, the difference between, like, doing these videos with you and doing them with, like, Bob, because, I think you dislike Sonic Heroes a lot more than he does, if I remember correctly. So I hear that you dislike that game a whole lot.
You are correct. I hate that game.
Because I believe Bob would say that Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes are roughly the same in terms of quality.
I mean, listen, that's okay. He's allowed to have that opinion. That's obviously insight that he has from his own experience. But like, oh my fucking god, Sonic Heroes. Oh, did you watch like that whole game?
Yeah. Oh no, actually, we only did one campaign and then the.
Hey! You're missing out on the full experience of going through the other three.
Oh no! Another difference between me and Bob, I actually 100%ed that game as a kid, and he didn't.
Oh, so did I. So when I say this, I speak from the heart. When I say that, oh my god. Why? Why are you gonna do the same shit 4 times? And why does it have to be the most miserable shit ever? One time, because the chaotics. Oh my god.
No, it's okay though, because they made a difficulty curve in a way that you couldn't possibly have guessed.
Yeah. It's
like, oh, obviously you start with Team Rose, as every Sonic fan is, tend to do.
Yeah, you don't pick Sonic when you... That's the thing about Sonic Robo Blast 2 that I mentioned. And people are like, I never thought of it like that, but you're right. So in Sonic Robo Blast 2, you know who the hardest character to beat the game with is? Yes.
Amy?
Sonic.
Oh.
Like, just Sonic.
What?
Yeah. He's the hardest to control because he accelerates so fast. So technically speaking, he breaks the game once you know how to control the game, and like once you're extremely familiar with how the level design layouts are and how his movement is. But until you get to that point, Sonic feels like shit. And he's like really hard. So now they do encourage you to try and play with Sonic and Tails because you get like Tails' play. But he still handles like Sonic, right?
Right.
The easiest character to beat the game with is either Tails or, to be honest, Knuckles. But, like, it's that same kind of thing, right? Where it's like, people are gonna fucking pick Sonic first. It's a Sonic game. Like...
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The Mario franchise, for as much as it doesn't do as much as Sonic in terms of, like, crazy innovation or trying to do weird things, when they put multiple playable characters in the fucking game, they make Mario the one you should pick first. And it makes sense, because people are gonna be gravitating towards the main character for, like, their first playthrough.
I've always said that, like, it's just amazing to me how well Mario transitioned into being the main character of Smash Brothers. Because, like, he is the character you would expect everyone to play first, and he also has, like, a Shoto clone moveset, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, right? Like, Mario is designed to be intuitive, and I think the only time they really fudged it was the Brawl, but that game's like mechanics were just weird.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's
But
just
like
Brawl.
in Smash 4 and Ultimate, Mario has like this perfect blend of like good movements on the ground, great air control. Like really, you interface with almost every important mechanic in Smash period when you play as Mario in any Smash game. So like,
Somehow I knew you'd
it works really well.
And then, by comparison, Sonic is actually one of the more bizarre characters in the Smash series.
Yeah, the only game where Sonic is like a linear character that sort of just makes sense out the gate is fucking Project M. Where Sonic is what you think he'd be, a really fast rushdown character. Whereas in Smash, he's like this turtle character because like he's so fast that you can like play hit and run, which makes sense. And I'm not saying it's bad, but it's definitely not what you would get out of like how Sonic acts in these games, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
but I digress. Like Sonic Heroes, let's get back to that because I can't get enough of shitting on that game. But that like the Chaotix. You've gone through the game 3 times because you never do Chaotix first. I didn't do it when I was younger. I did them last. Not because I didn't like them, but because like, who the fuck are these? Because like when I was a kid, I didn't know what the fuck Knuckles Chaotix was. You think I knew what a fucking 32X was?
No. Yeah,
Damn.
same.
How many people knew about that shit? I didn't. Fuck. When I learned that there was a Knuckles game, I was like, what the hell? What? And then it was like, oh, it sucks. And I'm like, oh, well, that's just whatever.
Well, no
But,
wonder I
like,
haven't
when
heard of it.
When I was young, I was like, okay, I don't know who these people are. I'm not gonna play them till the end because like I don't want to. I'm gonna play as Sonic and Shadow and I guess Amy, and that was how it went. And then I picked the Chaotix, and I'm like, oh, you start off, and it's already off to a fucking bad start because it's like, okay, find 10 hermit crabs. There is no radar for this. Just find them.
It's
Okay.
it's such a terrible concept. It's like, at the end of the day, at best, you're just playing the levels through normally anyway, and at worst, you're like, oh, I missed one, better play the entire level again.
Yeah, you're playing the levels like you normally would for the most part, except you're combing for shit you don't want to stop and comb for in a game that already has pacing issues. The Sonic Heroes was like, yeah, you know what the enemies needed in a fucking Sonic game? Life bars!
Trust me.
So we got that, and then we got this pixel hunt bullshit with the crabs, or the kill all of this enemy that sometimes is hidden, or the fucking stealth mission? Oh.
Like a battery?
Oh.
I think I would argue a little bit in Sonic Heroes' favor, if only because I think the idea of trying to combine all 3 of the first 3 playable main characters into one, like, coherent gameplay style is, like, an admirable idea.
That's really cool, and they did nothing with it.
Yeah, it's mostly just, like, you get to a signpost that says, oh, by the way, you should be, you know, Tails now.
Baldy
And then you do that.
the best thing I've heard all day. I gotta remember
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I think they just reused their own joke, but anyway.
Anyway, he's draining the
Yup.
power.
This is where the Baldy McNose hair gag came from, I think. Unless you're totally gonna be like, hey man, that was an Unleashed, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I forgot. But
Good intel. Keep working on it.
We didn't even finish that game, actually. Couldn't even
Oh,
get
you
through
didn't?
that.
To find
Really?
Baldy Mc-
I looked at some of the,
oh yeah, I'm looking at the video long play length, and I'm starting to realize why you might not have gotten through all of that. That is a oh my god. Oh yeah, that's all the werehog shit. Oh,
Yeah.
I can see why. Yeah.
we actually got about halfway through, and then we're just like, you know, we're gonna stop for the day and then come back to this, and then we just kind of went, you know what, we don't have to come back to this. This wasn't all that interesting.
Yeah. So, anyways, this level.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, when I got here and I saw this on like my TV, because I played this game a lot later than when it came out, I was just like, this is on a fucking Wii.
Damn.
run that by me again. Like, yeah. I'm gonna say it. This might sound really, really silly, but this looks better than Mario Galaxy.
Ooh.
Listen, I know it runs at half the frame rate of Mario Galaxy 2, so that probably contributes, but I think this is really pretty.
There's just
It
a
is.
lot of stuff going on in the background. And the foreground. There's just a lot of good stuff going on here.
Yeah, I like the rainbow bridges that you run. Oh, it's so pretty. Ah, it's so nice. But anyway, Sonic Heroes, right? We're talking about chaotics. To be more specific, oh, here's the Cube Wisp. Boom. The blocks.
All right.
I know. I don't know what the fuck the point of that is too. Oh yeah, the other really cool thing this game did, it brought back the retro badniks. But unlike Sonic Lost World, they don't look like fucking shit. They look like good.
Oh, they've been
Probably
doing that
noticed,
for a while.
And Generations actually reused all of them from this game. So like, see that? Look at that chemical plant thing.
Oh yeah, I remember him. Looks
Yeah.
alright. Yeah, looks fine.
Yeah, no, I like what Colors did to the enemy designs. It was very cool to see them come back in a more like modern look that didn't like lose the charm of the design by making them look like weirdly human in anime.
This level looks very pretty. It doesn't look like it's incredibly engaging gameplay.
No, listen, this level is like, look at pretty. Oh, look, there's some Moto bugs.
Oh hey.
But yeah, no, the chaotic level structure, right? I talked about how fucking dog shit awful it was, right? And I guess that just really, really, really hits home when you realize that Shadow the Hedgehog is a game made up entirely of that.
Oh god. Okay, you probably haven't seen the Shadow the Hedgehog video we did.
I'm sorry. Did you go through every playthrough of it, or did you just watch, like...
Oh.
I don't know how you'd really, like, digest that.
No, we just did a single playthrough and then like the ending again.
That's the fucking thing about, like, 3D Sonic games. Circa Sonic Heroes, I want to say, started this trend of fucking horrendous padding.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're like, okay, I want to do, like, this watch of the game and commentate over it. I'm like, how the fuck do you, like, actually balance that out? Because, like, all of these games you gotta play through, like, 500 fucking million times.
I think.
And it's not even, like, optional. It's just like, yeah, that's for the real ending.
Were you the one that posted that there was like a Shadow the Hedgehog 100% speed run that took like entire days? I think.
No, but that sounds amazing.
I forget exactly what the time was, but I remember I think it was more than 24 hours.
Shadow the Hedgehog 100% speedrun.
It also, I think, took a long time because it crashed a whole bunch of times. Some like
Extremely segmented world record?
yes, sounds right.
Shadow the Hedgehog 100%, completed over the course of 53 days in 181 hours, 14 minutes, and 47 seconds.
Gee.
That's right. I played through all 326 possible playthroughs of this game and timed the entire thing.
I mean, you know, I want to commend that person. They are fucking crazy.
I still think there is a crazier world record that exists out there.
Probably.
The Mexican runner beat every US released licensed NES game. All 700 of them. 700 plus of them. He has done all of it.
What?
Yep. Which includes like I didn't even know the Miracle Piano Tutor game had an ending. So he learned how to play piano to get to the end of that game.
Oh my god.
It's incredible. It's not even like lame. Like I can see why that would be a fun thing to do over the course of like years, right? Because he just spent like time he had just doing it.
Yeah.
You're going through a bunch of different games, right?
Yeah,
So
fair.
it's not like it gets stale. He didn't 100% them or anything. He just beat them.
Oh, right, yeah.
So like you don't have to like get 100%. That would be absurd. But like lots of stuff for sure.
Even still,
Or the-
though, that was the era of games where they would just, like, make things difficult just to get rentals and shit.
And then there's the Batten Kaito speedrun, which is another classic of mine. Which is the Batten Kaitos 100% speedrun, which is 338 hours, 43 minutes, and 26 seconds.
Why? Why is it that long?
Something to do with how the game... Like, there's certain things in the game that you have to, like, they're, like, timed unlocks or something. I don't remember the specifics of it.
Oh my god.
But like it's made to be, it's like a big RPG, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, for the record, that Shadow the Hedgehog thing was 181 hours. This is almost twice that.
Alright.
Kaidos.
There are crazier people out in the world. I understand.
Not a very highly contentious record, considering there's only 4 people that have submitted a run for it. But, you know, it exists. It's a real category. Anyway, Sonic Colors. It's a nice game.
I mean, just look at it.
Yeah. It's not because I'm not interested in this game. It's just that there are other things that come up when you talk about Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, Sonic is an infinitely interesting series.
It is. I
So-
think we've talked about this before.
There's also this
Where
thing
it's
where,
like-
like, if you watch, like, a good game, there's not a lot... Like, you can't sit there and critique it. You can just kind of
Yeah.
praise it, but that praise can only go on for so long. So...
Right? Like, I'm trying to think of something interesting to say good about this game that I haven't heard in other places. But one thing I really like is the soundtrack progression.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like the way the music changes. This is something that people have pointed out was in Sonic Advance 3 as well. And learning that a lot of the people who worked on that game's music also worked on this game's music makes a lot of sense. Like they were doing that well before this game, but like they really brought it out to the forefront here.
Because there's, like, 6 acts, I think?
Yeah, I think there are 3 different tracks per zone. I think they split them up like each act gets, or each song is in 2 different acts, I want to say.
Alright.
I could be incorrect. Let me take a look. Really quickly. Also, this video is recorded from either the UK or Canada because they spelled colors with a U.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, Sonic Colors original soundtrack is on Apple. You could buy it if you wanted to. Yeah, there's 3 different songs per zone.
Ah.
I was right, yeah. A lot of yeah, actually, believe it or not, a lot of the composers that worked on Sonic Advance 3 worked on this game as well. So
Oh, I believe it.
a lot of like the greatness that I linked you in that soundtrack can be traced to here as well. Like, it's a very, very, you know, similar style of act music progression, and just like the way the music changes as you get further into the zone. It's very cool. Also, you may notice those faded out wisp capsules that are a different color. This run doesn't get all the red rings, but those wisp capsules you'll unlock in later zones, and then you can come back and get like
It's like
different red rings. Yeah.
the exclamation point blocks in Super Mario World.
Yes, you
Hell
can
yeah.
consider it like that. Yeah. So, like, if you're interested in getting all of the red rings in the game, which you actually do need to get if you want Super Sonic, because getting all of the red rings in a zone unlocks the Virtual Sonic world for that. So then you get all that, and then you go to the Virtual Sonic area, you clear it, and then you do that for every zone in the game, and then you can get Super Sonic.
Ah.
Play as in the extra levels. It's a bit more arduous than getting Super Sonic in a 2D game, and you generally don't see it until either, like, the last level or the post-game. But it's still really cool that it's even a thing that you can play as. It's a nice extra.
Yeah, because they didn't have to do that. That's, you know.
No, this is the first time in a 3D Sonic game that Super Sonic was playable on a regular level. If memory serves.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
That was one of the really cool things about Colors that people liked at the time.
That's, you know, that's, you know, as long as someone enjoyed it, I guess.
That sounds like Sonic trivia, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Basic mechanic returns and people are like, holy fuck.
I mean, I've never personally been a fan of the whole Supersonic thing, but, you know. Because it's just sort of a weird... It's like you just get a power trip for doing tedious emerald grinding. But...
Oh, I love this wisp. This is the hover wisp.
Oh.
It's not even particularly interesting, I just like the music. It's just... I like sound design that makes me relax my muscles, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's also cool because you can light speed dash when you have the hover wisp. When you're in that state where
Notice.
you're like hovering around. If you see like a trail of rings, I think if you press the button, you'll light speed dash. And the light speed dash, I don't know if I mentioned this. I probably have at least once in one of these. Is my favorite 3D Sonic ability.
Oh yeah,
I just
it's
I think
exhilarating.
it's very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. And it's also one of the only 3D Sonic abilities that fits natively into a 2D Sonic design space without having to have the level design change drastically for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you could put that in a regular Sonic game even without adding in ring trails to really use it on, and people would still find a way to use it. Of course, it's better if you had ring trails, but you know.
I
The
do
homing
remember.
attack, on the other hand, you need to give me a reason to have that in a 2D Sonic game. I don't think it can't be there, but I think your level design needs to facilitate me using it, and not in a way that Sonic 4 does, where it's
Listen,
really fucking boring.
you didn't like Sonic 4 in the way it handles
No,
everything?
no.
Really? Hmm.
Oh, you didn't have fun playing that on your Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TTTTTSD? No? I did not. I hated it. I hated every second of Sonic 4. I could have gone knowing that game never came out.
You ever say your name like the K9 4-way, where it's like T5SD?
I've heard it said that before.
Hmm.
This is all sorts of variations. T5, TSD, T. I don't know.
Just whatever,
But yeah.
whatever makes people comfortable, I guess.
Sonic Colors definitely doesn't have that problem because it's not a 2D game. But I know like there are Sonic ROM hacks, like Sonic Megamix, for instance, that I've played, where you know, it has the homing attack, but it's implemented like the level design is implemented for you to use it to discover, like homing attacking onto an item box or something to change your route or whatever. Like it's built into the game in a way that doesn't make it feel like it's just there because he had it in the 3D game.
Right.
And like Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic Megamix has a double jump. And like he has a homing attack too. And if you're not near any enemies, it just becomes a double jump, which is interesting. So like stuff like that. You can put a homing attack in a 2D game, but I think the light speed dash is the one that transfers the easiest.
I remember, like, even whenever I was recording the long play for Adventure 2, like, doing the light speed dash through space, there's, like, this one section where you actually, like, leave the level to, like, curve around in space, and it's, like, it was just, like, a weird feeling, you know, just, like, seeing a character fly around in space and being, like, if that, like, ring, if there's just, like, one ring missing, you're just dead.
Yeah, right? Like, oh, fuck.
It's exciting, you know? I like it.
Yeah, it's a simple mechanic, but it's cool. It's like, how do I put it? You know those like things in Death Egg Zone and Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Those like countdown things that launch you into those ring loops? It's like an interactive version of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, light speed dashing and hover mode also stalls the bar from draining.
Ah.
So you're encouraged to do that to get higher or further without losing your hover. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, the game just looks fun.
Yeah, this game also rewards your ranking with extra lives. Not that it matters because the game's not very hard, but you know, there is some. There is some incentivization for ranking well.
Yeah, Eggman could be anywhere.
He was a Wily robot or something.
Indeed I could, but I'm right here behind this generator. That's it, Hedgehog. Stand there and be a nice little target.
Tails, is that you humming?
Sonic, look out!
Oh shit!
Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Tails, buddy?
Now,
He's my buddy now.
this game is gonna piss you off not because of what it does, because of what you realize Lost World did right after it. That's just the same as it.
I was thinking about that, yeah.
Something to him, does it? To get to me, you're going to have to go through your best friend. This turned out much better than I could have hoped, and I only used a small prototype.
Enjoy it while you can.
Man,
Oh, I
when did
will.
Sonic not
In fact, the
be
only
faster
way to
than
get
everyone
friends
else?
would be to have you two fight.
Come on, Tails. Snap out of it, dude. You don't want to do this.
Reminded of that Archie comic where Tails slaps Sonic.
Tails, buddy, are you all right?
Huh? Where am I? Why is my nose hair tingling?
Lousy, cheap alien energy. Huh? Ran out of juice. Well, I'll get more. Lots more.
Okay.
Then I won't just control one little punk, but the whole universe. In the meantime, enjoy the park. I'll leave you your own private tour guide.
Bye, Eggman.
Pay up, Tails. I told you he had an evil plot, and coming here was a good idea.
I can't wait till we get to the final boss of this
Straight from
game,
the
too.
horse's mouth.
We didn't bet.
You'll see why.
Dang.
And you'll even understand why.
What is this writing?
I don't know, man.
There's just this weird thing with whoever they've hired to write their stories is just like, I know what jokes are. You just have people react in weird ways.
Yeah, it's the weird lack of real setup.
Yeah.
And the things that happen in the plot just kind of happen. And again, I don't care that much because
Yeah, no, it
but
doesn't,
like
it doesn't
it
matter.
It doesn't, but it still kind of stands out because like they put it in the game, right?
Because they emphasize it, like even in this game, it's not as emphasized, but it's still there. Like the cutscenes
Yeah,
are so
like-
fairly long for what is a series that is best without cutscenes at all.
Yeah, like not to keep comparing it to Mario. I don't want to sound reductive or weird because obviously I want to examine the game in its own lens. But like other platformers that don't emphasize plot like that also don't tend to have cutscenes like that. You know, like
You kind of have to compare it to Mario though, because like it's always been the Mario competitor, or at least
I
it
guess.
was, and then it just Mario was just like, hey, we know what we're about, we're gonna stick to that, and Sonic was just like, a permanent identity crisis.
I have no idea. Sonic is just like everybody's dad. You know, like fuck. This franchise is having its 30th anniversary, but maybe my favorite thing is that it always seems like it's in its mid-40s. And that can mean good things and it can mean bad things. You know? But who knows?
It was like
Next year is apparently going to be a big year, so I'm really curious as to what the fuck they have. Because, they're gonna have to do a lot after Forces to really get people interested, I think.
it was like the gap between Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic Adventure was like they came from the future or something. They're actually just like much older and don't know how the kids work nowadays.
Sup, Yacker?
There's just this huge just disparity between
Any more info?
2D Sonic and 3D Sonic just from the get-go.
Well, we know Eggman is going to use
Yeah, his design fundamentally changed a lot.
Learned that one the hard way.
But,
Eggman is getting all these aliens?
Yeah.
long story short,
Yacker was talking
Um,
about Baldy Nosehair was using
like, I'm not worried about the next Sonic game not doing well financially because it's Sonic, it always
I
will.
don't know, something doesn't seem right with that.
Like,
That's what I said. It made
Yeah.
the last time a Sonic game did poorly financially was because it was on the Wii U and it was also Sonic Lost World, which is like, that is two different ways of getting punched.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. So
But,
basically,
Sonic Forces did quite well for how it was, really. So, I mean, I'm not really concerned about
Hold a whole planet.
the end of the Sonic franchise or something. I just wonder what they're going to do to, like,
5 generators?
court people back to confidence in the 3D Sonic brand.
I don't think they're predictable at all.
That's what I mean, like, I can't
But I'm with you,
I
buddy.
can't fucking conceive what they're going to do. Which is both very exciting because it could mean something new and better, or more often than not, very weird and very scary because they might try something fucking strange.
Weapon will be full of energy,
Yeah, that's...
siphoned from the aliens, and Sonic
Who knows, you know?
center of my
We do not.
theme.
We just have to wait and see.
You'll be able to get yourself enough of that energy to take over the whole dang planet?
Yes, I reckon I will. Where's your new voice chip?
Got it right here, sir. Just need to install it.
Oh wow. You know, these cutscenes definitely hit a lot better when he's not just standing in some random lab in the middle of fucking nowhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's new.
Finally, I don't think
I like that's
What,
one
like
of the...
he's actually in a fucking real place and not just convenient cutscene land?
Shake with me new voice chip I am. Begging your pardon.
Fucking...
And they may say you're gonna sail off.
That was one of those
Sorry,
jokes.
I'm just thinking, like, for as fucking unbearable as the writing can be sometimes, I'm just sitting here like, at least there's like a sense of place in this shit.
Yeah.
Right side, he's much
He's at his theme park, he's not just
go find him and fix him.
Robotnik's random lab that Sonic apparently knows where it is in Lost World because he shows up there for one cutscene.
In just a few hours, Sonic's world will be under my control. When it is, it will be the crown jewel of my amusement park. The greatest amusement park in the universe. I think I gloated so hard I pulled a muscle.
It's like... Again, that's like not even a good joke, but the fact that it's Eggman saying it... It's fun. I don't know.
It hurts less. I think it's just the way Mike Pollock delivers it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very, very good at... Oh, man.
So yeah, this.
Oh, this level. Listen, this level is probably the coolest level in the game. I said Starlight Carnival is the prettiest, but I think this one, with the music and like the aesthetic and the look of it, is like the coolest.
The best on a whole.
Yeah, this one I think really merges that classic Sonic aesthetic of like nature versus machine.
Oh yeah, we don't see that a lot
Really,
anymore.
really well. It really taps into that in a modern, different way, but like it's still there. There's a reason a lot of people really liked the stage, and a lot of people were very, very happy to see it come back in Generations because it is such a good marriage of that, or such a good like revisiting of that aesthetic choice.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
It's not out of place with this franchise, and it just looks nice. And the music's pretty, and the level's pretty. I mean, like, what more could you want? Planet Wisp. This is I believe the game mentions that this is where all the Wisps, like, normally live.
That would make sense,
Like,
yeah.
their home planets. All of the other planets are, like, other planets that like they happen to be on because Eggman is also there if he has captured them, so that's why they're there. But this is where they're all apparently from. Planet Wisp.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yep. Which just completely explains why they're in forces.
And
Sorry, it
Lost
doesn't.
World.
And oh my god. Why?
I don't know.
Whoa, whatever.
Honestly, it just smacks to me like, oh, Sonic Colors was the first time that we made a Sonic game that people were like, you know, we really like this after, you know, after fucking 06 and Unleashed and everything. So it's like, let's just go all in. Just put whiffs and everything. It's whiffs. That's the thing that tied everything together. It wasn't like, you know, the good theming or just having good music, making the game fun to play. It was the whiffs.
Well, they've never fucked up having good music. Even Forces, okay, well, Forces is... it's okay. There are some very good songs in Forces. The classic Sonic Green Hill level sounds like a drill being shot into my ear. But the other classic Sonic stages actually have quite good music, like the Ghost Town song is quite good. Like, generally the soundtrack in Forces is very hit and miss, but it does have some of the most bomb-ass Shadow the Hedgehog, like, theme remixes
Oh
of all
yeah,
time.
those are great.
Which I have to hand it out to them. I didn't think they would remix Rhythm and Balance. There we go. The White Jungle song.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very cool to hear a new version of that kind of rips ass. So like, hey, cool. Oh man. But like the music and the aesthetic of this level is very nice. It's easy to get kind of like. I like this song too. Yeah. It's nice. Makes you kind of just like relax.
Okay, so this isn't even just like it's a lot more like the Act 1, Act 2 thing from the classic game where it actually can really change out the music.
Substantially, yeah. I like it a lot. This game's soundtrack is fucking phenomenal. It really is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, even compared to other modern Sonic games, it's really, really amazing. Like, Sonic Adventure 1, I think, is still, like, my gold standard for 3D Sonic music.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say this game is probably in my top 5 3D Sonic soundtrack. For sure. It's really, really nice to listen to. I feel like it would be unfair to put Generations because it's just like, it is remixes, but it's like a medley of other...
Yeah.
But then I put Mania as my favorite Sonic soundtrack, so I'm just biased.
I was actually curious now that we're talking about it. What do you feel about the way they handled Adventure 2 soundtrack, where they have like it's more character themes than stage themes?
Ooh, I like that. I think it's good for the most part. Like Meteor Herd is my favorite song in that game. So yeah, I do quite like it.
Fair enough.
Oh man. Oh, yeah. Like all the songs are just so different in this zone, which is really cool.
It's interesting that Generations chose to focus on only one version of this song.
Yeah, I think it would have been interesting if the classic one had been like a remix of one of these slower ones.
Yeah.
To fit more, maybe fit the pace of the classic Sonic levels in that game.
Although I really like the classic remix in that one, so...
Yeah, it's hard to say they made a bad choice, because they didn't. But, yeah, no, Adventure 2's choice to theme the soundtrack, I think, largely works to its benefit.
Yeah, 'cause I wouldn't say I like it any more than Adventure 1, but I do think it's a neat idea, and I think they've executed it pretty well.
Yeah. It definitely gives the character stages a lot of flavor, and it's very memorable. Like, people talk about Pumpkinville.
Oh, yeah.
There is no denying. Whether it's because they think it's good or because they just think it's fucking funny as hell, it's like...
It's memorable, for sure.
It's memorable, and a lot of people really like it. And I can't blame them, I like it too. I like it a lot. And I think it's a cool way of changing up the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And of course, I love Eggman's theme in Adventure 2. And I think if Eggman was ever to get into Smash Brothers, that has to play in the trailer, or else they would let me down very, very hard if the fucking I Am the Eggman did not play.
I was gonna say something about how that probably wouldn't happen, then Sephiroth happened, so I'm like, I don't know, who the fuck knows?
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, listen, I think Smash Brothers could use some more villains, and somebody brought up the possibility of Eggman, and I just thought, you know, of all the Sonic characters they could put in, I think that one would be the one I would pick too, because he would offer something very different.
I don't know though, because I can't help but imagine, because like whenever they did Spirits, they had Eggman represented by Bowser Jr. That kind of would just be Eggman, like.
In a way, yeah. But I feel like Bowser Jr. is a sort of execution of that concept. I feel like they would have more interesting things to work with Eggman.
Probably, yeah.
Because, like, Bowser Jr. in the clown car, he's not really done much in the actual Mario games, and, like...
Yeah,
the only times he's been in that thing are in the new Super Mario Bros. Games, and those games are not known for doing anything particularly interesting. So, I mean...
Yeah. It would certainly be like more thematically interesting. I just don't know if the gameplay would.
Yeah, I know a lot of people bring up that he's already a spirit, but I mean that was the case with Min Min as well. So clearly it does not matter.
Was she already a spirit?
Yes. And to amend that, she has like a separate spirit. When you do classic mode with her, that's just like a different render.
Interesting.
Yep. I mean, that's not the first time they've changed something like that too, because Cloud Spirit got changed in the Sephiroth update.
Well, yeah, that
It
was
came out
more so because, like, it just felt like out of nowhere, they're like, oh, by the way, Square's gonna let us, like, have more than just fucking 2 songs, and that's
2
it.
songs, and then we get spirits and costumes, and then, like, to top it off, Cloud's, regular costume, not his Advent Children one, but his regular costume, Spirit, the graphic got changed to the original FF7 render, the Nomura art.
Right.
You know, as alien as this place is, there's something very Eggman-ish about it.
Are you sure?
Transforming it somehow.
What do you think? Oh my god.
Attention,
That was the dumbest thing you said in the game so far.
trespassing in an area still under renovation.
Oh,
If you
okay.
are not a robot, please return to the main park areas and ignore anything evil you might have seen here. Thank you.
It looks like the theme of his park is universal domination and the conquest
But
of
yeah,
all races.
More than a theme.
Eggman would be really interesting, I think. If there was any other Sonic character they were going to add that was going to be a new character, I would want him. Because I think Smash is very lacking in villain characters to begin with.
Yeah, that was one thing about Sephiroth. It was just like, oh, it was nice to see, like, this kind of villain. You don't really have that.
Yeah, the contrast is very amusing, because, like, Smash, like, as far as villains go, they've got, like, Bowser, a couple others, K. Rool.
Ganondorf.
Ganondorf is about the only one that's, like, a seriously, like, super antagonistic villain. But Sephiroth is, like, probably the most, like, serious villain there.
Well, I still can't believe he kidnapped the whole planet. How did somebody
And
do
Smash just, well, Ridley too. So that was another thing, right? Like, Ridley
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sephiroth both embody that.
Yeah, well,
So it's good to
I'm
see
glad
more
there's
of that
no
in the
ice
game.
cream shooting out of those generators.
If it was, I would get one for back home.
Dude,
Because
Especially
again,
from...
somebody pointed it out, right? They were like, all the hero characters in Smash just completely outnumber the villains.
renovations.
Well, yeah, but that's... I know this is a weird thing. Everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone loves the main character, but I don't know, I've never been about that. I'm always like, you know, give me the goofy side characters or the villain, you know?
Yeah, right? So it's good to see that happening.
Like, I think I was the one that picked, like, oh, I'll play Shadow first, not because I like Shadow, but because I like playing not the hero.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more exciting that way, because it's, you know, it's different.
Right, like, it's a change of... Like, that's the entire reason that Dr. Mario is as intriguing as he is. I've thought about this for years. Like, Dr. Mario in Smash Brothers, it's just Mario dressed up as a doctor. But how many games can you play as Mario dressed up as Mario? Versus how many games can you play Mario as Doctor?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've always said
But-
that, like, they needed more just, like, alternate costumes. Like, I think that's an actual, like, great idea, because, you know, there's just that little bit of flair, you know, that can make you kind of stand out.
Yeah,
I feel like
like
that goes a
Builder
long
Mario
way.
and Wedding Outfit Mario, like, those are great. It's like, the only other game you can play Wedding Outfit Mario in is Odyssey, and Builder Mario isn't even in it. Like, it isn't... He's like a fucking power-up in Mario Maker. Like,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's cool. It's always a wonder why they don't do more costumes like that.
I guess just because they had so many characters.
Yeah, it is probably hard to manage. Either way, back to Sonic Colors. Oh, this is a really pretty... Ooh, look at that. I love that transition. Planet Wisp, I do think, is where the game is at its best. Or at least, like, from a presentational standpoint, and, like, an overall package of, like, music, presentation, theming. Because, like, Starlight Carnival is still the prettiest, but, like, as an overall, like, collective thing, I think this is where the game really shines the most.
It feels the most like an older Sonic game, and like interpreted in 3D. with
Yeah, no, this zone is really cool. There's a reason they brought it back for Generations. I'm positive they knew this when they were, like, looking at what level to represent colors with. Because, like, the other choices aren't bad at all.
Yeah.
But when you think of a level that people remember in this game, it's always Planet Wisp. And, like, it's because it's just, like, it's just good.
Well,
It's just nice.
the way that I've been told is apparently was chosen by fan vote,
Oh, yes. So,
but they didn't know they were voting for stages in the game.
oh, that must have felt really cool when that happened, though.
Yeah, aside from the fact that I feel like Bob always points this out, and I actually really agree. Like, there's a weird amount of, like, there's not enough variety in the stages. It's always, like, the most memorable ones are always, like, oh, there's, like, the 2 city stages back-to-back.
Yeah,
and,
okay. I actually had this conversation with somebody else on, like, their Sonic stream. Where I was, like, I was talking about, like, Sonic backgrounds that I always think are pretty no matter what. And I came to the conclusion that Sonic the Hedgehog as a franchise has never failed to make an interesting city level. And then they actually brought up Generations, and I was like, yeah, there are a lot of Sonic cities, but I would play like an entire game of city levels if Sonic had it. Because, like, I think they're all really interesting.
It's just...
I know it might be like a really weird opinion that I have. It probably is. Probably the weirdest one. But,
No.
like, I just think that Sonic the Hedgehog has like 500 different cityscape levels that all fucking look amazing. Oh my god. You could make like a Sonic game out of just the city levels as long as you made them from like different games, and it would be perfect. Like Stardust Speedway's a city level, Spring Yard, Casino Night, like those are all distinctly different, but they're all like Sonic cityscapes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I see what you mean, because they went with like City Escape and like Crisis City and Rooftop Run.
The one that got me was, oh, what the hell is it called in Sonic Adventure? The first one.
Oh, fuck. Speed Highway!
Speed Highway, yeah. That one always...
Yeah.
That one stuck out to me because, like, it's weird because I got it after I saw it in Generations. I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty neat because it's at night, but then you have that running down the building thing. It's like, it works, but whenever I heard it, it was like, oh, that was the one they picked? I was like, that's not the one I even remember from Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, my favorite level in Adventure 1 when I was younger was... Well, actually, it was Speed Highway, but it was not just for the night part. My favorite part was when you went down that big building run section, and then you went to the daytime level with the way the music changed and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, that song is, like, legitimately amazing. And you go from, like, the night area to that, and that's kind of not there in Generations. You play the whole level at night, even with classic Sonic.
Right, yeah. It's,
On the other hand, though, Generation City Escape might be like the perfect remastered 3D Sonic stage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, you couldn't do that with anything else. Like, it had to be
Oh
Cityscape.
my god. But the way they did it was fucking amazing. Like, just what they did with that level in Generations was nothing short of incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like, the music, the remix, amazing. The remix is incredible. The going down the city on the board and like riding on like the phone lines. Oh my god! When I first played that, because I have a lot of child attachment to Adventure 2. That made me so happy. There is no way to describe how happy. Because that was damn near. That was 9 years ago. I was like 14 when I played that, and like that made me feel. Or 16 or so. I was young. But it made me really, really happy.
I think whenever I actually played Generations, I kind of stopped after the Cityscape levels. Like, I've seen what I need to see. That's where my nostalgia ends.
Rooftop Run, I think, is another great level.
That one was great to see. Like, I didn't even play Unleashed, but like that was a great little thing. Like, you looking straight down at the city. Like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Rooftop Run in Unleashed was amazing too. Like the daytime version of that stage was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, so yeah, of course they brought that one back. But like, here's a cool level. It's like this one's a really weird aesthetic that I think is really cool. It's like sort of like old style Japan, but also water. Really neat.
Interesting.
Oh, the music's good. The music's good too. Alright, this is another really good song. Yeah, this level's really cool.
Whoa, holy shit.
This level's awesome. Yeah, I remember when I got here, I was like, whoa, that's neat.
I am all about this. This is amazing.
Dude, like, this game, for all the criticism you could probably give the gameplay, it is, at the very least, really interesting and cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I like this game. I would play this game again. The aesthetics in particular really stand out to me.
Oh my god, I like this. Jesus.
Yeah, no, if this is your favorite, I wouldn't be surprised. It's a damn good choice.
This brings
Heck,
it
I
back
would've
to,
loved-
like, when I play games like Minecraft and Terraria, I'm always like, one of the first things I want to do is, like, I want to build a house underwater. I want to have, like, that, like, aqua dome sort of thing.
Yeah, no, there's something nice about water. It's like ice levels too, right? There's something really pretty about it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what even draws me to it. But, like, whenever I'm, like, out and about, whenever I can be in this pandemic world, I like to stop and, like, see water and just look at water and stuff like that. So it probably isn't surprising that in a game it would have that kind of resonance as well. It's very pretty.
This is funny, you'd think
this-
that, Sonic fans would see a water level and go like, oh god, no, but,
Oh yeah, no, they've gotten so much better about it.
yeah, it's true.
This level is just phenomenal to look at, though. Even though, like, on a pure, like, raw visual fidelity level, it might not be as, like, impressive as Planet Wisp or Starlight Carnival. It's, like, the idea of the aesthetic and the way it's executed is really, really fucking good.
Absolutely.
And it's a really weird blend of themes. Like, feudal, like old-style Japan and, like, water dome?
Yeah, like, you can't
Like,
get that anywhere else, you know?
Right, yeah, dare I say, it reminds me a lot of Press Garden.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like that kind of weird blend. Or like Lava Reef, where they combined like your standard lava level, but it's like a mining mountain and shit. Like, it's got that kind of feeling to it, where it's like, it's a very distinctly Sonic aesthetic that you can't find in another platformer franchise without looking really, really hard. It's got an identity! It's really important,
Yeah.
I should mention identity. That's a really fucking big keyword for this franchise.
Yeah, they were onto something here.
Remember that word identity, because Lost World came out as the next mainline game that wasn't generations after this.
Oh my god.
And almost everybody immediately noticed the lack of identity. A game that ironically is at its best when it's like taking other games' aesthetics, i.e. Yoshi, Zelda, and the Knights level. Because go figure.
What a series.
How do you get to Lost World? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because even Sonic 06's really fucking dull aesthetic was at least unique to it. It was bad, but I could definitely say it wasn't something I got in Mario, but not for lack of, not to say it was good looking, but it definitely stood out. Give it that much. But yeah, this level, very cool. And the music's really good too.
It's got some Ape Escape vibes to it. I dig it.
I don't even know if you can drown in this game. I think you can, but it's very hard.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
This aesthetic is so cool, though. The more I look at it, the more I'm just like, yeah, this is really, really cool.
And what else can you say?
Oh,
that's
what a
great.
good view. It's just... You know, if they ever made, like another 2D Sonic game, I would love to see this kind of thing tackled again.
Yeah.
I don't think this is worn out by just being in this game, for sure.
This is what they should be doing, like, all the time, but...
Yeah, you know.
As opposed to the whatever the fuck was going on in Forces.
That game had, like... I don't even know if it was just a direction problem, more so that, like, you don't go to many different places.
Yeah, you, like, kept revisiting, and there was also Green Hill, Chemical Plant, so we're just doing that again.
Yeah, and it's not even in, like, an anniversary game, or even because, like, in Sonic Generations, well, I guess it's technically there, too, but in Sonic Mania, they're presented as those levels, but they do different things.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you don't feel like you've it doesn't wear on you the same way it does when it's like, here it is here.
Well, it was weird in Forces where it was like, oh, we're back in Chemical Plant. It didn't really look like Chemical Plant. It just looked like a stage in Forces.
Like, yeah, like it's the factory, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, but like, what? What do you want about, man?
Oh yeah, then they did Death Egg too with the there's a couple like reused things there with like that weird bridge that forms. I don't even know how you describe it. It's like a little
I
beam
don't
that you
know.
walk on. I have no idea.
Oh yeah, the octopus ride,
Oh.
yeah! They really went ham with the theme park aesthetic.
That robot looked like an Eggman robot.
Huh.
Like, unlike fucking Lost World, unlike fucking 06, like that was an Eggman robot.
Yeah, no, this game's aesthetic is amazing.
It's
Like,
it's amazing to me that they got it so right here, and then they just went like, nah, we don't need that anymore.
yeah, no, it's like, look at this. This is like, and all the enemies they brought back look right and good, and like, so you'd think, oh yeah, they've got a direction now. We've got it. They might not do like theme park levels in every game or whatever, but like they have a general sense of how the world will look, of how the characters will look now that they've been brought back, and then they made Lost World.
I don't know. Well, I
I
guess
feel like doing this after Lost World, in a way, has made you, will probably make you appreciate this game more than you would have before.
yeah, definitely.
But like, even without that in mind, you can just see that they definitely got a lot right, particularly with the presentation. Like, and the music, of course. The music is phenomenal. I wouldn't be surprised if you went and listened to the soundtrack on your own time after this.
Oh yeah.
It's really good, and it's all available on like, I think it's on iTunes. I think it's on Spotify. There are like official ways to get it, but listen to it however you can. It's phenomenal. Absolutely worth the listen.
I just can't get over how this world, this Wisp world, feels more in tune with what Sonic should be than, like, Forces, which takes place where technically every other Sonic game took place.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. And Forces feels more in line than fucking Lost World.
Yeah.
Which, the fucking dichotomy of Sonic aesthetic. It's like Forces is somewhere in the middle in my head. The other 3D Sonic games are above it. And then like really, really far below Sonic Forces is Sonic 06. And then like under the ground, buried in like some dark recess, rotting away, is Sonic Lost World.
I can't get over that Forces, like, they got rid of the humans. It's like,
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
it's like after so long, it's like I wouldn't have misunderstood it if that was the way it was from the beginning, but it wasn't. And then they're like, what if we just mysteriously got rid of them and didn't explain why?
Yeah, it definitely is weird to see Sonic's, not necessarily populated by more creatures like him, but just that the fact that that's the only thing there,
Yeah.
when like it's been established that that wasn't the case before.
Yeah, it was like an adventure. It was like, it looked kind of silly that it was just humans walking around in these, like, talking animals. It's like, okay, but that's the world you got. You know what? It's weird, but I can accept it. It's a cartoony
Yeah.
thing. Sure, whatever. And then they're just like, well, people didn't like that, so we're gonna get rid of them. It's like, no, just stick to something.
Please. I mean, Unleashed did a really good job of making the humans look more in line.
Yeah, that's actually the one thing I can give at least, is that the designs of the human characters was actually, like, exactly what it needed to be, you know?
Yeah.
But, oh my god.
Well, now you're not skeptical about the game's quality. At least there's that. You're like, yeah, you know.
Is there a 3D game where they got everything right? I don't think there is.
Generations. But I mean, it
The-
depends on what your criteria is. Because,
it really
like,
does, yeah.
if you're like, I mean, from a gameplay and like overall package presentation, it would probably be Generations, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but there's also
Not as my personal preference either.
yeah,
But if I look at like what their goals were with that game, I think they achieved all of them with it. But like, if I had to pick my personal favorite 3D Sonic game, it would be either Adventure 1 or Generations, probably. And I admit Adventure 1 is like buggy as fuck. I will admit that. It is less stable than Adventure 2. It is all of that. It is a fucking mess as a game. But I think what it goes for is really fun when it works.
yeah.
And I like it. I generally like it more than 2. But as far as like the aesthetic goes, I think the closest 3D Sonic has come to getting everything right with those first 2 games.
Because yeah, I like Adventure 2 the most, I'd say, but only because only if you're looking at just the Sonic sections. It's like the rest of it is not really my thing. But I feel like if you just have just the 3D Sonic sections in Shadow, like that's what they should have focused on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
It's
I don't know. It's just like even Generations, like the writing is kind of whatever.
Yeah, is there a Sonic game that's gotten it, a 3D Sonic game that's gotten it all right to this point? Not really. I don't think there ever will be either, because like it's fucking impossible now. It was not impossible before, but it is impossible now. And the only reason why is because to anyone you ask, what fucking getting it all right means now is completely different depending on who you ask, because that's like, even excluding the huge difference between like classic 2D Sonic fans like me, for instance, I guess. I'm a bigger fan of like 2D Genesis classic Sonic than I am modern, right? But I don't hate modern Sonic. I like him quite a bit. It's just I'm a bigger fan of the old ones. What can I say? But like, even if you ignore that divide in fan appreciation and like what they want out of a game, right? Even if you ignore that, even like modern Sonic fans are split because of like that huge style shift between like that time with Unleashed in Colors because of what 06 did, right? Like 3D Sonic stylistically and tonally is also not consistent. So it's not just a difference between classic and modern Sonic. It's like there are different like eras of modern Sonic that all encapsulate different design things. So getting it all right to somebody, it's going to vary so much more than it normally would have before.
It's true.
Like if they had stuck to what they were doing with like Adventure 1 and 2, and like past Sonic 06 didn't do Unleashed but did something like Adventure 2 but better, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. And I'm not saying they should have done that. It's just if they did, they would have had a consistent direction. But obviously 06, I guess since it was received that badly, I guess they kind of just abandoned that for a while. So we've ended up where we are now, where it's like, what makes a perfect 3D Sonic game is going to vary so much depending on who you ask that I don't know if we'll ever have the answer to did they get it all right as yes, because it's just like
Yeah.
the criteria has shifted so fucking much that I genuinely don't know.
I guess I mean more so like, did they ever like successfully appeal to the right audience, like the intended audience, like 100% of the way?
I honestly have no idea. I would say kind of.
Yeah.
But like, because Sonic is for the kids, right? I mean, that's really what it is, right?
True, yeah.
Not to say that you can't enjoy it as you're older. I'm like 25, sitting here talking about Sonic the Hedgehog on Boxing Day, if you're Canadian or from the United Kingdom. It's a holiday. Right after Christmas. I know, pretty weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know it wasn't in the States, so I just asked my friend, hey, you offer boxing me? And he's like, what? I'm like, oh, wait. Oh, God! That's a... But yeah, no, like... It's an interesting discussion. It's one I don't know the answer to, because, like... Who's to say now? 3D Sonic means so many different things now that it's like, fuck. But I think right now my answer would be no. And then I don't know if it will ever be yes because of how 3D Sonic is.
Yeah.
All I can do is hope for the best.
It's like, I feel like this one is the closest they've gotten, but it's still like, the writing in it is terrible.
Yeah, it's really fair to say that, like, from an everything else standpoint, this one is really good. Look, see, those are the Hydro City
Yeah.
Shark thing. Yeah, they look
That's
nice.
great.
Like, yeah. No, in a lot of ways, this game does really, really bridge well, like, modern and classic design aesthetics. I like it a lot for that reason. In terms of, like, aesthetics, it's nice like that. But, like, I don't know. It'd be nice to see them tackle something like this again.
Running past all those fish put me in the mood for sushi. I doubt Eggman had the decency to put a good sushi joint in this park.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, try the newest dining experience.
Sonic, are you advocating the eating of animals? Like the ones you usually try to save?
Ugh, like I was saying.
Oh no, it's a big fish!
Did somebody here order a clobbering? Are you sure? It says somebody ordered an extra large clobbering topped with
Sonic, are you talking to yourself? I like that the fish robot's just like, okay.
this thing back.
Alright, buddy.
Give you an extra large clobbering for nothing.
Sonic, shut up!
Hope you're hungry.
Now, they fucked up the writing in Sonic games for a long time now. Jeez. Like, I wouldn't expect to have to say that about, you know, the competitive Mario having not good writing, but...
Mario doesn't have writing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you don't
Okay,
need to have...
no, I lied. The Mario RPGs have damn good writing, so I
Oh,
guess
that's
I
true.
can't say that. Well,
See, like all you really need, you don't really need that much, but if you're gonna sit there and write cutscenes, you know, like, don't make them annoying.
yeah, like, I think it's not even that Sonic as a personality is super different in this game. It's just that he says really weird things.
Yeah, no, it's...
And I think that he's not presented with other characters to bounce off of, to play on, like, his inherent good nature.
Yeah, I don't think it's, like, the personality of the character or anything that's wrong. It's just the actual, like, jokes and the writing.
Yeah, the
Like-
jokes and, like,
Like, I feel like if like, that kind of stuff was more well-written, like, it would be fine. It would be, like, same personality, but just, like, better, like, delivery and...
yeah, like in Sonic Adventure 2, he's like, oh, you're a big-time villain, Doctor, like, stuff like that. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Like, just give him lines that aren't bad. Like, I get that it's, like, corny and shit, and I'm cool with that to an extent. Like, I don't mind it as much as you do, but I could definitely understand where you're coming from in that, like, it probably wouldn't frustrate you as much if it hadn't been better at one point.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like there's not much like characters or like other stuff for Sonic to bounce off of to do much with. So the dialogue doesn't really stick.
Yeah, it's just... There's just a lot of really badly written one-liners.
Yeah, like it's not it's not built off of entertaining character interactions. It's just Sonic says a thing happens,
Great job, Sonic.
You know me. I aim to please.
and like the way he talks with Tails is nice, but like that doesn't happen often enough to make it good.
Divided the bucket of sushi.
What's the verdict?
His cruelty knows no bounds.
It's weird how they kind of worked out a lot of the characters. I feel like maybe that was one of the complaints they saw with the first 3D games was too many characters, but I kind of wish there were more just to have, like, you know, more interaction, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of it just being, like, the same 2 or 3.
Anyways, here is Asteroid Coaster. This level's pretty cool. I remember this level being pretty tough too, but the aesthetic is really neat. Once you get inside, you'll understand what I mean. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So it's like this neon green, like demon cave. I don't know what to really call it. It's really cool though.
It's been a long time, I guess since Mania maybe, where I was able to look at a level and be like, this is really nice. Like, it's just pretty.
Anyways, here is the Frenzy Wisp, yes.
Holy crap.
It's different than the Void Wisp, and it's definitely different than the Asteroid Wisp, or whatever the fuck that was in Lost World. It's not different. It's just you turn into Purple Dog instead. But the general idea of it is the same. You eat shit, you get bigger, it goes faster. You know, standard fare, really.
Fair enough. Oh hey, Loops Loops.
Oh yeah. No, it's nice to look at a Sonic game and go, ooh, pretty. Or like, ooh, aesthetic that I can't just see in another game.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, where it's like, hey, damn. And you realize that they had it. Sonic Colors fucking had that on lock.
It's like, the Sonic series still has potential. And they've realized it a couple of times. But they don't realize it a lot of the times.
Yeah. And you're lost, you're just kind of stuck hoping. Yeah, this level's really cool.
This reminds me a lot of the space levels in Adventure 2. And that is, this is a lot more thematic, but just like kind of, you know, being lost out in space and jumping around to not get sucked into the void. It's
I like how like weird this level looks too. Like you've got like these plants and shit growing here. I don't know what those mushrooms are.
No, yeah, this is
a very cool looking level. This whole game is full of that, really.
Yeah, it is.
I think, to be honest, the least interesting areas in the game are the first two, and they're not even like bad. They're just like they're still unique. They're still pretty Sonic. They're just kind of there. But then you get to like Starlight Carnival, and you're like, okay, that's really pretty. What can they do next? And then you get Planet Wisp, and it's like really cool and like verdant. And then you get to fucking Aquarium Park, and you're like, oh my god, underwater like Japan Dome. And you're like, oh, this is sick. And then you get here, and it's like, damn, this is cool, and the music's cool.
Actually, this music reminds me of Adventure as
Adventure,
well.
yeah, no, it's got like that same kind of like sick guitar to it. Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Like, yeah, it just feels more like at home here, you know? Like, this works for Sonic, and they just, it has similarities while also being really unique.
You feel like you're looking at a Sonic game.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Sonic games can be designed well. Imagine that.
Like, even if the platforming isn't particularly amazing, I'm able to take in the visuals and like look at this and go, you know, yeah, this is interesting and fun to look at. I didn't get that with Lost Worlds. I definitely didn't really get that with Sonic and the Black Knight, which is the other one we watched.
Yeah.
I don't even know what comes after this, to be honest. What's missing after this?
Rush. We have to do the Rush games.
Oh, we can do that tonight, to be honest, if you wanted. Yeah, I understand.
I don't have the time to do it tonight, but because these are hour-long endeavors. But I do enjoy doing these, so.
Yeah, they are quite fun to do. Sonic Rush should be entertaining. I'm assuming by that you mean also Rush Adventure too, right?
Yes, yes. It's always interesting to get like different perspectives on this kind of stuff too, because a lot of the videos were just Miyoshi and Bob, and it's like whenever, I don't know, just getting different people on, you get different perspective because the games are so interesting that you can look at them different ways.
Yeah, Sonic games, one thing I will say, the reason, like, like second reason besides I would go insane doing a 3D Sonic marathon. Outside of that, the big reason I don't is because if I made a tier list, I don't even know if I would be able to like explain like really well. Because
Yeah.
everybody values very different things in 3D Sonic games.
It's true, yeah.
I tend to think I'm pretty open when it comes to 3D Sonic. Maybe too open, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. You can never be too open.
Well, I think that there's probably a point.
Nah, I
But-
think if you're easy to please, and then that's good for you. It's just other people just don't like to agree.
Yeah, I guess. I don't even know if it's easy to please so much as like very forgiving of something if I see something really cool in its premise. Which so often is the case with 3D Sonic games, even the ones that, you know, don't do it for me.
Yeah, there's always something redeemable, almost usually.
Yeah,
Almost
and
usually,
you have like
yeah.
Lost Worlds, which is the instance in which that is not the case.
Yeah, that's the exception.
But
I'm not sure. I can't because I didn't play Forces, but that one also to me just stuck out as like nothing here was done well.
huh,
Like it was
And
all like just none of it looked like the worst, other than the writing. Jesus Christ! But like it didn't really. It wasn't like, oh, the music's great. Oh, the music's got okay points. The gameplay
Yeah.
looks like it's okay.
yeah, like the music in Forces is very hit or miss. Like you sometimes get some really, really amazing songs that I would go back and listen to all the time, but other times you get like nothing, or it's
Yeah.
just bad. Like the fucking classic Green Hill theme. Oh my god, like that is horrendous ass garbage. Like that is just really bad. I don't normally say that about like Sonic music. That is, it genuinely. It is genuinely like a fucking hive of bees is assaulting my ear. That song. But like, and then you've got like the gameplay, which it's not the worst shit ever. It's not like, oh my god, Sonic Forces is like an aberration and insult to my like time. It's just also not good. Like it's just
Yeah.
And I think a big part of why is that the levels are fucking way too short. By the time you start feeling like you're doing anything, and this is something that I haven't played it either, but this is stuff that I've heard is like a common complaint. By the time you feel like you're getting anywhere interesting in a level, it just ends. And then you move on to another level that, if it's a classic Sonic level, it fucking sucks, and if it's not, then it's alright. Because the classic Sonic levels aren't good.
I remember getting that impression from just like the design of like even the audio. Like there was one level where Tails was like talking to through a walkie-talkie or whatever, and like he gets halfway through his line before the level ends and cuts him off, and it's like, how did you do something too quickly in a Sonic game? Like how was that happening?
And it's like, yeah, Sonic Forces is like, it's not the worst, but it's just like the farthest thing from what you'd want anyways.
Yeah.
The definition of an unremarkable game.
What is this place? Whoa. This is where he converts them into the strange,
Which, like, to
negative
me,
aliens with the freaky energy.
does mean that, like, it sort of loses out on that
I thought I lost you for a second.
that, like,
Did you find anything?
draw to it that the other Sonic games have.
He's captured thousands of aliens.
I think the draw of Sonic Forces is seeing how bad that story is.
Sonic, I haven't seen Yacker for a while.
You'll have to excuse me, buddy. I have a generator to shut down.
Like, you could honestly call Sonic Forces like a worse version of Sonic Colors.
Yeah, I could see that.
Truthfully, it's like a lesser Colors.
That That cutscene was just like establishing the machine from Sonic Spinball, but in like a canon universe.
That was like the least offensive cutscene so far.
Yeah, because there weren't any jokes in it.
Thanks, Asteroid Coaster. But yeah, I follow what you're talking about. It's there will never be a Sonic consensus,
Nah.
but like that's what makes it interesting. I'm glad you don't mind having me for so many of them. Although I guess you've gone through a lot more than like the like what 4 or 5 that we're going to do. Like
Yeah. Jesus Christ, how many were there?
yeah, you've done a lot of Sonic watches. I'm surprised you have the energy to do these. I guess it's just different with me because it's not with the same group of people.
Yeah, just different.
Not to say that you don't like hanging with them, but like it's a different perspective, right?
You get to have different conversations with different people, so.
Yeah, right. Like it's different. Like as much as you like, or as much as all of you think Sonic is interesting, the same as I do, the conversations eventually kind of wrap around into the same thing if you do it long enough, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much the reason we didn't do Colors or Black Knight. It was just like, we just kind of want to get to the games that are a lot more, like, interesting to talk about. This one is interesting to look at, but we haven't actually talked a lot about the game itself, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it's hard to because it's pretty what it says on the tin, I think.
Yeah. That's not an unfair thing to say about it. It's just, it is what it is.
I think we've done a fair amount. It's not as much as like the other ones, but that's because like, you know.
Yeah, no. It is
But
what it
yeah,
is.
to me about differing perspectives and you know how that makes it more interesting to go through the whatever's left. Because you said the Rush series. I personally think we should also watch Sonic Mania Adventures because that's not even like an hour long. That's like
Oh,
I
yeah.
think combined, like, because they have a video that's just all of them all together in one video on their channel, like on the official Sega Sonic channel. And I think the total length of it is really short.
I'd be down for that.
I mean, to be honest, we could do it today after this because it's like, hold on, it's not long. All episodes, yeah, 11 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like we could do that after this, to be honest, if you want a nice little palate cleanser.
We'll
Not
find
that this
time.
game is bad, but yeah, it won't be hard to fit into a recording session, to be honest, because it's only like 10 minutes. Not really long. It was just released as supplementary material for the Mania Plus DLC.
Have you seen the, Actually, I didn't bring... I forget if I brought this up already. We didn't do Sonic Boom. I don't know,
Oh,
is that a thing that you think we should watch, or,
what? I mean, that long play is really long. That one's daunting. If you look at the video, it's in the related.
how long is it?
7 hours.
Fuck the sideways, really? What the fuck?
I mean, I feel like if we did it, it would have to be over the course of multiple sessions, and you would have to have the patience and the fucking fortitude to get through that. Because I could do it. I could do that shit. I could talk about anything.
I mean,
I
yeah,
could get through damn well anything, really.
I did a multi-day session of, Donkey Kong 64, so...
Well, that's easier than Sonic Boom. Oh my god, that's easier.
I haven't really seen Sonic Boom, so I actually have no idea. I just heard that how it's, like, just terrible and glitchy.
It
But-
sure is, and it's also really bland, which is why it's like, oh man, would we ever have an interesting experience with that shit? If you want to take a crack at it, I wouldn't mind.
I
Now, I'm
think...
gonna assume that the only reason the Rush Long play is 3 hours and 40 minutes is because to get the final ending in that game, you'd have to do a playthrough with Sonic and Blaze.
Ah.
But
Come
if
on.
you wanted to Sonic
Yeah.
Boom, that would be a test of your patience more than mine, but I would be down to do it if you wanted to try.
I think the nice thing about doing these videos is that I make the rules, so if we ever just want to like stop in the middle and be like, I think we're done talking about this game, we can absolutely do that.
To be fair, if you wanted to make Sonic Boom really entertaining, you could just rotate. I could stay on there for the whole thing, but we could rotate out additional people.
That'd be
Like-
amazing. I want to see that now.
Yeah, that's right.
So like for part 1, like for the first,
I want to be able to fully enjoy taking you
oh my
apart
god,
without
for the
Sonic, you-
first,
muscle slowing me down.
Anyway.
for like the first like 2 hours or 3 hours of it, we'd have like ARPA, and like for the next we'd have whoever else, right?
Right.
Because I don't feel like we'd be talking much about the Sonic franchise
Don't talk much, do you?
in retrospect. We'd probably just be shitting on the fucking game. And I mean, to be fair, if there's anything to do with Sonic Boom on the Wii U, that would be the thing to do with it. But, yeah, it is a long, long play. It absolutely defines the term long play. Yeah, I wouldn't... Sonic Rush is going to be an easy 4 hours, because I quite like the music. The aesthetic's good.
Ooh.
You know, it's a nice game.
We'll see. I'm not a big a fan of Sonic Rush, but I also haven't seen it in a while. I will say I am not a fan of its music. I think we talked about this.
Yeah, oh, I quite like it. It's definitely different from the rest of the Sonic franchise music, though.
It's
It doesn't...
different.
Sonic Rush Adventures soundtrack might strike more positive notes for you because it's a lot closer to these than because they did not get Naganuma to do the Rush Adventure soundtrack. It's actually just done by, I believe, the usual Sonic composers at the time, I want to say. So it is not the same as Rush Adventures. Or, wow, what did I just say? It is not the same as Rush! Excuse me.
It's not
Very...
100%
not like-
samples.
Yeah, it's not like Jet Set Radio music, yeah. Actually, ironically, the song I like the most is Altitude Limit, which does not have a lot of sampling in it. It's just, really nice. It's also, like... I could get why somebody wouldn't like it.
I think that guy's music is like how much you enjoy a song depends entirely on how much you like or can stand the samples used in it.
Yeah, it's very much dependent on if you think the voice samples are, like, really cool.
Because I like the song he did for Lethal League. Like I like that song a lot, but
There's different samples for that one,
Yeah.
though, right? Like,
I just remember, and I remember the first level in Sonic Rush, which is also in Smash. Like that song's pretty good. I like that one. I just remember listening to the soundtrack back to back at some point and being like, I'm just getting kind of sick of this sound.
oh, it's not like that for every song, I will say.
Yeah.
Let's go to the
Um,
amusement park or something.
Probably the funniest song in the game is the one they fucking did for the
You know, less
desert level, which it's a nice to listen to song, but oh my god, it sounds like you're listening to Seinfeld music in a Sonic level, which is admittedly really fucking funny, but definitely not what I would think of.
I think you'll be fine. You don't think the weapon you were shot with still works?
Not without power flowing to it. I think we're all good.
That's what I like to hear.
All right.
But yeah, you know, I'm excited to do that. I mean, shit, I don't know when you'd want to, but we'll figure it out like we did with this.
Whenever we can. I did in fact release a game that I now have to patch.
Yep,
So
that's gonna keep you occupied.
The tractor
So that's okay though.
credits are free.
Was there ever any doubt? I mean, really? Great
The
job.
good news is these don't take long. So,
yeah.
oh, I didn't mention this earlier, but I think the wisps are cute too. I like their designs. I think
We
they're
did it, dude.
they're
Yeah,
really
they
fun.
work.
I don't remember
They're just like alien versions of the little animals you rescue in
Yeah,
old games.
they definitely have like that same kind of energy to them. I like them,
Speak to the aliens and figure out exactly what we needed to do so we weren't running
and they all look
apart.
distinct and they don't look out of place. I mean, they do, but they're not like
Good point.
they're not like the Shadow the Hedgehog aliens where I'm confused that they're here. They're like, oh yeah, this is what extraterrestrial life would look like in the Sonic world. Like, yeah, I can see that.
The aliens are happy to be
I understand.
We're in the middle of a party.
The middle? We are the party. I think we're their guests of honor.
Totally.
All right, Sonic.
That was nice. That was nice. I didn't mind that actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Critical
Oh.
system failure. Repeat, critical system failure.
We're almost at the final boss. I'm really excited. I cannot wait to get there because you'll see.
Sonic thinks he's won because he destroyed all my generators. Well, the mind control cannon is full enough for what it has to do.
Trick people into buying Sonic Labyrinth. Oh, okay. There, I've been setting that joke up this whole playthrough. It's finally ready.
Yeah, I laugh last all the time. People look at me like I'm an idiot. Forget about it.
That's because you are an idiot.
You talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. There's nobody else here, so I must be talking to you. Why haven't we fixed your voice chip yet?
See, the reason Eggman is always good in these is because he doesn't lie.
Been working on it all day.
Yeah.
Everything you said is correct.
Oh, never mind. In a few seconds, it won't matter anyway, since the world will have only one thing on its mind.
What's that, boss?
Me. Oh, look at that.
Me.
I guess this every time you watch one of these, but I'm really happy that Mike Pollock stuck around.
Yeah.
Here we go. Weird overarching theme with lasers in this franchise. We've Oh shit!
Oh, it's doing things. Sorry, I was sitting here thinking about when they changed Eggman voices. Was that 06? Or was that Heroes?
It was 06, yeah.
Okay.
Because Dean Bristow, I believe. Hold on.
I'm trying to remember what he sounded like in Heroes, actually.
It was Dean Bristow in that game, I believe. Hold up.
Is that the same one as Adventure or no?
Yeah, Dean Bristow is the adventure one.
Okay.
Yo, what do you mean impossible? Your plans have been crushed by Sonic for like...
He
He stopped you like...
was replaced when Sonic X came out, and that was right after Heroes.
What are you talking about? He hasn't stopped all of them.
Name one. Read the attention panel. Thank you, buddy! Hey, my voice! It's back! All right!
Oh, that's what you normally sound like? That's unfortunate.
By Octory processors new and love.
Now I remember why we changed his voice chip.
Oh, yeah.
I may have
Look, he made your joke.
but this
That's
Yeah,
why
wow.
we like him.
Yeah!
Wow.
I agree with him,
Sonic.
for the most part.
Weird egg-shaped man.
Maggots and egg for effort, that's for sure!
Yeah, he has terminal velocity.
Oh. Got another act. Or another zone, rather.
Hey, Tails.
Yeah?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Good, so it's not just me.
When I feel the ground shaking under my feet and see plumes of dust rising and rubble tumbling and aliens running for their lives, yeah, I get a bad feeling.
Wow, Sonic, thanks.
You and me make like Eggman's hairline and recede.
This isn't joke time. This is running to the space elevator time.
Sorry, couldn't help myself. We're out of here.
Yeah, running now.
Okay, Sonic.
Okay.
Okay, this is a pretty cool level.
Oh.
Yeah, you're getting the fuck out. You're not taking the elevator this time.
I'll admit they did this on Unleashed, and it just seems like they're just continuing to do it again. 'Cause-
Oh yes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it feels like they've kind of repeated this one too many times.
Yeah. I don't recall what this level leads to. Oh, here we go.
Whoa, what the hell? It's got a very big scale to it, like every level
Yeah.
does.
I like the presence the level has like that. Yeah, it's quite good. It sets up the whole get the fuck out of here really well.
This quick step bonus thing is, I just have to mention it. It's happening. It's
Yeah.
really weird. Just
You're point farming.
mashing left and right to point farm. Okay. I guess there's like a boss rush or something.
Yeah, it's basically every like 3D running gimmick. You could call it. And then they combine them.
Well, fair enough. This is neat.
Yeah, it's not particularly super interesting or groundbreaking, but
It kind of works as like, I always actually really like the retreading of like taking a bunch of old stuff that you've done from the game and then like mixing it together for one final
yeah,
rush. Like that's kind of neat when it's done right. And sometimes it's not, like Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Sonic Advance 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, painful reminder.
They both did that thing where it's just like, oh, the boss we just fought. Well, we get to fight him again in a boss rush. Like,
Leaving so soon.
There are no lines, and I've saved the best rides for last. At least let me stab your hand so you can come back in.
I know you're trying to be clever with this whole amusement park pun thing, but it's just coming off lame.
Sonic, you have no right to say that anybody isn't being funny.
Embarrassing yourself.
Yeah,
Curse you, Sonic!
his are better than yours anyways.
Plans, but you foil my speeches as well.
Even just the energy in them, you know?
No matter.
It's like the dumbest joke, but he delivers it in such a way that I just love him anyway.
Victorious. Is that better?
Like a million times better. Thank you.
This robot is special. He's powered by the energy from your little friends. He is invincible. So I'd say it's been nice knowing you, but it hasn't.
I have to admit I'm a little scared. I don't think we can beat this guy.
See you on the ground, buddy.
Sonic, no!
Alright.
Thing to do. As for you,
That was a pretty Sonic thing to do, to be honest. You know, what's Tails gonna do here? Die? I mean, yeah, probably. Oh yeah, so here's Eggman using the Wisp powers on you.
Ah, okay.
If you listen to the announcer guy, you'll hear it.
Oh, right, okay. I like that, that's neat. That's another thing that can be really fun, is when the villain uses your own abilities on you. I think announcing it is a little on the nose, but yeah, otherwise, yeah. This is a callback to like the Unleashed boss fights. At least the really nice running ones that are like really kind of hectic in a fun way.
Yeah, you know. Boy.
Why do we have a couple of Wisp guys just following us? Oh, I see. We're rescuing them.
When the music changes, this is probably one of the better parts. When you get all of them, the music for the fight changes to be a remix of the main theme.
Ah.
You get to use the final wisp power once you
Oh.
build it up. Laser! I just like hearing that guy say things. That's something I haven't mentioned this whole playthrough, but it's probably one of my favorite things about this game is when he goes fucking like, Rocket! Like, yeah, man, you're right.
Oh, where's Rhythm?
Oh,
You horrid little hedgehog! Unlimited colors! Laser, drill, space, rocket, you, hammer, frenzy!
Ah. Can you fight with all the colors of the rainbow?
yeah! It's like Skittles, right?
Oh, so when they did that in Lost World, they were just taking from this game. I think they did the laser attack too in the final boss fight. Like, that was just...
Yep, I think you've noticed now.
Wow.
I knew you would!
That was... Okay.
Also, this thing kind of showed up in Forces, too.
Oh, did it?
Something similar to this boss fight, yes.
Out the lights!
Wow. Alright, well, he's dead again.
Yeah, you know, it seems to keep happening. We may never know. Ever, 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 ever.
What a weird franchise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This might not end well.
The ending's
Oh.
nice, though.
Still going. This looks nice, that the piece is floating off.
Yep.
It doesn't look all clunky or anything, it actually, like, works.
Oh,
Oh. Yeah, I noticed they have some really short levels in this. Mosh pit.
it's actually a really nice CG. You'll see. They kind of went all out with this one.
Yeah, their CG is not usually all that bad.
You know, Sonic games, ever since, I'm even going to say 06, have had, like, really good...
Oh yeah, no, 06 actually has, like, decent graphics, just not used effectively.
Sonic, are you okay? Man, I can't believe you made it through that.
Like you thought I wouldn't?
The only thing I was thinking about was getting pushed into an elevator.
So do we watch the credits?
The hedgehog's gotta do
Might
what
as
the
well.
hedgehog's gotta do.
Traditionally, we have, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job, Sonic.
Thanks. But I had a little
Oh god, they're long, okay.
Yep. I mean, hey, they give us time to reflect, right?
Yeah.
Look at the whip! Woo! Look at them go! Boom! So that was Sonic Colors. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna come live on your planet now. That's why we're gonna be in the next, like, 5 games.
Thank you
Yeah.
for saving us.
Hey, buddy.
You're welcome. Thank you for saving us.
He says, you are welcome.
That thing's translating pretty good.
Yep, I finally got all the kinks out. We can talk to them perfectly now. Oh, great. He says, goodbye, my friends. I have to go. Just when I got...
I know now why you cry.
Better late than never, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah,
Right on.
seeing the final boss of this. Definitely a lot of added perspective, huh?
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, they kind of were chasing. Oh man. Woo! They were kind of chasing this game, but not enough, I guess.
Not in the right ways.
And that's Sonic Colors.
That was,
Smiley face. I like it.
yeah, no. It always amazes me how whenever they reach a high, they almost immediately just drop it.
So, I'm guessing now, you're probably glad you saw this,
I am.
because you have more of an understanding of why Lost World was so disappointing. It probably, there's a lot of added perspective, beyond just Generations, because that was a great game, yes. It was a better game than this, to be honest. But, like, that was an anniversary game, so I mean, obviously it was not like a completely super original game, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of reused, well, not reused assets necessarily, but like they didn't design like new areas and stuff. They use old areas very effectively. But
Yeah, kind of like Mania, right? Although I
Yeah.
would argue Mania is more original than Generations, but you know.
yeah, well, it has its own original areas. So
Yeah, but like Generations in that way, like wasn't really like a mainline Sonic game, right? That in that same way, it was. So like Lost World not following that up, okay, sure. But this was what we got before Generations, and this is what Lost World, you could argue, maybe followed up more.
yeah,
And
I
yeah.
can't. This game makes Lost World even worse.
And you want to know what is just the fucking icing on that? This game is a fucking Wii game.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Wii-ass Wii game.
God, I kind of forgot that. Like I thought it was. It almost. It's like I kind of forgot that it was just like, and then like, oh, it's a Wii U game, right? Because you know, it looks a bit better, but it's just a
No.
Wii game. It just looks really good.
The game looks better than Sonic Lost World, and it's not even being rendered at native HD.
My
Something
God.
I've kind of wanted is like an HD version of Sonic Colors. I know that's like, it's weird because this game's not even. Well, actually, this game is now 10 years old. But like, this game is not like that old, but I would still love to see like this game's presentation upgraded to high definition.
Oh God, yeah.
I would love to see the aquarium park. I really would. And Planet Wisp in HD. Oh. Or Starlight Carnival. But you know, for what it's worth, the game is still really nice to look at. So I don't mind. Also, uniquely, they have credited all the instruments. Because this game's soundtrack, I believe, was played by a live band.
Oh wow. Nice.
Which is also why it fucking kicks ass, because like they literally just recorded it live. If I remember right.
I just was amused by realizing that you can emulate this game.
Yep.
Like you actually fairly easily you can emulate this game.
Yep, Dolphin, because and this game supports the GameCube controller. Can you believe that? You don't
Oh.
even have to use motion controls.
Oh, thank God for that. I
If,
didn't even...
if I remember right, hold on. Sonic Colors GameCube? I believe it does use the GameCube controller. Yep, Sonic Colors is capable of using both GameCube controllers and Wii remotes. So if you're playing this on Dolphin, you don't even have to worry about like motion controls or anything. You could just map this to a GameCube controller, or just map the GameCube controller in Dolphin and play.
Thank God, honestly.
Oh, really? It's awesome.
I'm not really huge on this theme, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I just want to throw out, I think Sonic Forces has maybe one of the worst themes.
The Hoobastank one?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Oh my god, that annoyed me.
Some people like it.
That's what I heard people like, oh, Sonic never does bad themes too. And then I finally heard Fist Bump, and I'm like, this is shit.
While I respect if somebody likes it, I'm not big on it either. Anyways, here's the actual main theme of Sonic Colors. I like this song. I don't know if this was done by a live band, but most of the music was. This one's just nice Sonic music. But yeah, Sonic Colors. I like this game. It's nice. I believe I do own this game physically too.
Just want to throw in, this is if you're gonna do a big long credit sequence, this is not a bad way to do it. Just have some fun with it,
Yeah, let you mess with all the Wisp powers and listen, play nice Sonic music. Yeah, I'm good with that. Oh,
That's the thing, like, I just wish this game had good writing, because then I could be like, this actually looks like, I don't know if I'd say a perfect Sonic game, but it's like, it just nails it,
Yeah, no, because like everything else about it, like I don't know if you would like the gameplay a whole lot. It depends on what you're going in for. I know some people do not like Colors gameplay much, but if you enjoyed it, then effectively speaking, outside of like the writing, you would probably be. Yeah, this is. No, there's a reason people like this game. Some people don't anymore, but at the time it came out, people were like, damn, this is really good. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it is.
I'll see it.
I like it. This is one of like the honorary 3D Sonic games I would go back and play again. One of like a small handful. Because every time I get tempted to play one of the other ones that are sort of highly flawed but have like really big highs, like Unleashed, I remember like everything else about it, and I'm like, do I really want to? Like, I love the daytime stages for the most part, but do I really want to do the metal grinding? And do I really want to do the Werehog? And do I want to really do Eggman Land again? Because that level is literally 30 minutes. Do I really want to do that? Wait, did you not see the end of Unleashed?
No, we didn't see the end of Unleashed.
Oh man, okay, see. Where did you stop?
I think we got to Rooftop Run.
I will finish that with you.
Oh god. Okay, actually. I'm kind of down for that. I saw some of the other cutscenes, and I was like, yeah, this is a Sonic game. It just goes in weird, bizarre places.
Oh man, do you ever... Eggman Land? Oh man. See, on one hand, it's like, yeah, this is what would happen if Eggman won. Because that's what it is in the plot, right? Like, he got to build Eggman Land. That was his goal.
Right,
That's what he always wanted to do. So in a way, it's like, yeah, it's appropriate that this level is one of the most brutal 3D Sonic levels ever made, and is fucking long as fuck and evil. But on the other hand, oh my god. Well, we'll get there when we get there.
You got me curious.
Even in the Wii one, it is brutal. Oh, you'll see.
It's like, is there a game that can feel longer than 06? Because that the game had
Oh
like...
no.
Oh no,
It's just
Shadow
like
the
a
Hedgehog.
really, really, really brutal level. But you'll see. It's... Well, I guess that's what we're doing next. Fuck Sonic Rush. Now I'm bad now. So you got to, did you actually watch the Rooftop Run level, or did you just...
Yeah, we saw it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was somewhere in that area. Like, I think we did, because the game has this weird, like, non-linear feel to it.
Yeah, you go around the world, and
Yeah.
it's hard to explain where you stopped.
Yeah, I could probably just find the video we were watching and just, find the exact point, but...
Was it the one by this? Was it by this YouTube user, the FC playthroughs? They seem to have a lot of very good Sonic long plays.
They do. I actually don't remember.
Oh no, they uploaded one for the Wii one. I don't think it's for the HD one.
No, we watched an Xbox one, I think, just to get, like, high quality.
So, maybe by now. Hold on. If we could get an Xbox Series X playthrough of Sonic Unleashed, we would have a version of the game that we could watch that does not drop frames. Because the Xbox Series X backwards compatibility with Sonic Unleashed was tested, and there is finally a version of Sonic Unleashed that runs at full speed all the time.
Oh, wow.
Because Sonic Unleashed, for everything I'll say about it, that game genuinely did push the bill for visuals in the Sonic game. That game is mad detailed to the point where like the frame rate shits sometimes, but like damn if I don't understand why. It makes sense, it's just oh man. But if you have the Xbox One or the Xbox Series X and you play Sonic Unleashed on that, you can finally get a no frame drops version of Sonic Unleashed.
Finally.
Maybe they should just fucking re-release the damn thing, because a lot of people want it. I'm not even one of them.
A lot of people want it, and I can't tell you why.
I would buy it, or at least if it went on sale, I would pick it up if it was on PC. I would love to.
I don't understand. Like, everything that Sonic Unleashed did right was still done better in other games, as far as I know. Like, isn't Generations just a better version of that, technically?
It is, but you can't get everything. Like, you can't get, like, Empire City, which I don't know if you got to.
Don't think so, no.
Empire City, like, look, if that game was just, like, the daytime stages and they just had more of them, I guarantee you most of the problems would not be apparent. It really is just the werehog.
Yeah.
That really sours it, because, like, I do think, like, the locations are interesting in Unleashed, and, like, the aesthetic is really interesting. But yeah, generally, I would love to go through the rest of that with you if you could find the video for me.
That shouldn't be hard, yeah.
We can do that before we like stop the call. I'm not gonna like do the video, but like
Yeah,
just try
yeah.
to find it and figure out
Oh.
just so I remember. Because
Waiting
I'm not gonna go through.
They really drew out this credit sequence, which I kind of understand why, but damn. Because it takes its sweet
Well,
time.
one thing about Sonic credits is that having played Sonic Mania Plus, I've learned they fucking credit everybody.
Oh yeah, Mania's was...
Plus fucking, they credited the fucking secretary at the office. And you know what? It's awesome. If you were involved in anything in that game down to like, I colored the grass in Green Hill, you're in the credits. Or like adjusted a pixel on Motobug's eye, credits.
Holy crap.
Everybody that worked on that game, at least from my perspective, everyone that worked on that game was recognized no matter what they did, which is cool. I like that. I imagine it felt really nice. Because really, even like doing stuff at that office meant you were working on that game, even if it wasn't like directly. That was in part helping that game happen. And I guess they wanted to acknowledge that.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, apparently this was by the same guy. If that's the right video.
Does it say Wii in brackets, or does it say,
It just says HD, so...
Oh, that would not be the Wii one, then. How long is it? How long's the full video?
I can't tell for now.
Probably fucking massive. It's by the same guy?
It's like
Let me
3
pull it up.
hours, I want to say?
What? That can't be right. Sonic Unleashed?
I could be
How
wrong.
could the Wii version take longer? Oh wait, there's more.
We don't have backsides, boss. I don't care. Just push. We have to hurry. I already have my revenge planned out, and next time I will not fail.
Of course you won't, boss. Of course you won't. On the bright side, a certain someone got their voice back.
I feel like my own self. All I want to do is talk. Hey, remember when we were chasing those little alien guys? What's up with those things anyway? They sure were funny looking. Smell that though?
What I wouldn't give for the maddening silence of space right about now.
Hey, I heard they started using fish. Bummer we didn't bring any with us. did. He didn't sense we're robots, but we kind of looked at him.
4 hours and 24 minutes. How the fuck is the Wii version longer? What?
Blow up like that anyway. Loved it.
Must be something in the water. Oh yeah, it's also non-linear in that once you get to Rooftop Run, like you play, like you do Rooftop Run at night, and then you do like fucking some other shit, and then you go back there later for the day level.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw. It's weird.
Oh wait, you only saw the nighttime Rooftop Run then?
No, I saw the daytime one. We saw that.
Okay, so if you saw that one, then you stopped at Dragon Road. Going by the video.
I'll find it. We'll figure it out. I mean, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Sonic Colors.